With 11 games to go in the regular season, the Wranglers will look to pull off some more Amarillo magic on the road as they look to stay in the playoff hunt, just 8 points out of the final spot in the South Division. Hi everybody, Chiarenza here as the Wranglers are in the final game of a two-game set here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, taking on the New Mexico Ice Wolves in the regular season series finale between the two clubs. The Ice Wolves have gotten the better of the Wranglers in the prior three meetings as the Wranglers are 0-2-1 against New Mexico this season, but the Wranglers will try and pull off some more magic on the road and finish the season series with a victory. Last time out, it was the Ice Wolves getting the victory as Amarillo fell to 18-25, 1-3 on Friday night. They remain at 40 points for 8th place in the South Division. New Mexico, with their win, improved to 25, 22, 3. Now having 55 points on the season, are all the way up to 4th place in the South Division and are winners of their last 4 games. Ice Wolves took last night's matchup by the final score of 4-0, a score that seems a little bit more one-sided than the game initially, or it actually was. But nonetheless, it was the Wranglers being shut out for the 4th time this season and the first time since January 24th when Logan Hughes of the El Paso Rhinos shut out the Wranglers. The Wranglers have been shut out by 4 different goaltenders this season, and the latest is Jackson Fuller, who stopped 31 of 31 for his 5th shutout of the season. For the Wranglers, they lost the special teams battle. Power play went 0 for 4, and the penalty kill went 3 for 6 as all but one of New Mexico's goals were scored on the power play, and the only one that wasn't was an empty net goal from Andrew Earl. Matt Shephoister got the start for the Wranglers last night and was named the second star of the game in a losing effort, stopping 28 of 31 shots. He played phenomenally, but just wasn't enough for the Wranglers to get the victory as their woes on the penalty kill continue to haunt them. Look to rectify that here tonight in Albuquerque. For New Mexico, the 3 power play goals are actually a season high for the Ice Wolves, whose power play jumped up a whole percent in terms of success rate this season, but it is still dead last in the North American Hockey League. But it was a very good night for New Mexico's power play, and it all started thanks to Sean Gibbons deflecting a shot from Sean Smith in the second period on the man advantage to get New Mexico on the board to break a scoreless tie. As the first period was scoreless last night, no penalties called in the first period either in yesterday's game, and things really started to ramp up in intensity, and stat sheet became kind of cluttered as the night net went on. With 13:43 left in the first period, that's when Gibbons got his 6th of the season on the power play to put New Mexico up 1-0. In the third period, the Wranglers tried to rally back. They really did their best to try and solve Jackson Fuller, but Fuller's playing lights out as of late. In fact, he's the reigning North American Hockey League goaltender of the month, as he's playing arguably better than really any other goaltender in the North American Hockey League over that stretch, hence why he won the award. As the Wranglers peppered Fuller with 14 shots in the third period, but just wasn't enough. They couldn't find a way to solve him, and Wranglers found themselves in an unfortunate circumstance late in the third period of yesterday's game. There was a penalty called on the Wranglers. I believe it was Mason Lupo going to the box for a slashing penalty, and after that, the Wranglers bench didn't take that penalty too kindly, and they were assessed a bench minor, and the Ice Wolves went to a 5-on-3. And the Ice Wolves converted on both chances on that 5-on-3. So first, on the 5-on-3 man advantage, it was Toivo Loxonen scoring with 5:49 left to go to make it a 2-0 New Mexico lead. And then after about a minute later, it was Andrew Earl on the 5-on-4 power play, scoring to make it 3-0 New Mexico, and then the empty netter from Earl came in the final minute of the third period to put your final score at 4-0 for New Mexico. Again, at the top of the open, I talked about how that game and that score, at initial glance, seems a bit more lopsided than it actually was. I think in reality, if the Wranglers don't find themselves in penalty trouble late in that game, probably ends up being a 1-0, maybe 2-1 in overtime final score, but it's a lot of what-ifs. Reality is, Wranglers fell 4-0 last night and they'll look to turn it around here today against New Mexico in the final game of the season series. And so, because of that incident that happened late in the third period of last night's game, it was Corey Wotek, the Wranglers head coach, that was assessed that bench minor. He also got a game misconduct, and in this league, if you get a game misconduct, not just as a player, but also as a coach, you were suspended for at least one game. And so Corey Wotek will not be behind the bench for the Wranglers this evening. Ryan Seavey, the assistant coach, will man the bench for the Wranglers. And so they'll look to turn their season around here tonight and pick up 2 big standing points on the road before heading back home next weekend for a 3-game set against the South Division leading Lone Star Brahmas, who are also defending champs. As for Sean Gibbons and the Ice Wolves, his power play now puts him at 1 goal and 1 assist in his last 2. And the Ice Wolves stars have been rolling as of late. Toivo Loxonen with the goal has 4 goals and 7 assists in his last 8 games to put together an 8-game point streak. And Andrew Earl has been playing lights out for New Mexico. His 2 goals puts him at 8 goals and 2 assists in his last 6. And he is on a 6-game goal-scoring streak in that span as well, as the Ice Wolves continue to roll on offense after really struggling in that category to start the season. And so for the Wranglers, the question here tonight is, can they find a way to solve Jackson Fuller, and can they escape Albuquerque with 2 big standing points on the line as they look to find a way to climb 2 points closer to the final spot in the South Division, which is currently occupied by the Colorado Grit, who are idle this weekend. So with a win here tonight, the Wranglers can find themselves as close as 6 points back of the playoff picture. It all goes down here tonight in Albuquerque. We'll talk more about it on the other side of the break and get to our starting lineups as it's the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves for the final time this season. And we'll be back in just a moment, but first a word from the Amarillo Ice Ranch, the coolest place in town.
Hit the ice at Amarillo Ice Ranch, the only year-round facility in Amarillo. First-time skaters, novice hockey players, kids, and adults are welcome. A great place to celebrate a birthday. Have a blast at one of our various programs, special events, and camps. The Ice Ranch is a state-of-the-art facility. Professional coaches and trainers who are passionate about growing ice sports in Amarillo. Lace up your skates today at the Amarillo Ice Ranch.
It's the 24th all-time meeting in the regular season between these two clubs, and this one might be the biggest for the Wranglers as they try and find their way back into the playoff picture. Currently still in the hunt, 8 points back of the final spot in the South Division, 4 points back of Odessa, who's in 7th place, as the Wranglers are hoping for a jackalope loss here tonight, and of course, a win here in Albuquerque. As the Wranglers all-time are 5-15-2-1 against New Mexico. They went 2-1-1 against the Ice Wolves last season, and it seems like every time these two teams get together, these are very tight games and they're very gritty games, and luckily for the Wranglers, that is their forte, playing a solid physical game. That's nothing new to the Wranglers, as they are, once again, the biggest team in the North American Hockey League. They're the tallest team. They are the heaviest team. After the trade deadline, they can lay the boom. Watch for the Wranglers to be very physical here tonight in what is going to be a playoff-like atmosphere. And there's 2 guys on the Wranglers roster that know all about that, as Morley Phillips and Jacob Miller are the only 2 Wranglers left on the roster from last season's play-in round, where the Wranglers went to this building and took on the New Mexico Ice Wolves, who won that series 2-0. So with that, let's get to tonight's starting lineups between the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves. We'll start with New Mexico, as getting the start at left wing, making his first appearance of the weekend, is number 26, Tim Hugo, standing at 6'3", 205 pounds, native of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Will be playing in his 44th game this season, as Hugo has 3 goals and 14 assists for 18 points in 43 games. He is scoreless in his last 4. His starting center here tonight is number 64, Stanley Hubbard, standing at 6'6", 200 pounds. The big man is a hometown hero, native of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Hubbard on the season has 11 points to the tune of 4 goals and 7 assists in 41 games. His starting right wing here tonight is the former Wrangler, number 44, Braden Lund, standing at 5'10", 165 pounds, native of Thief River Falls, Minnesota. Started the season in the NA3HL, spent some time in Amarillo, as in 9 games with the Wranglers, Lund had no points and was a -2 rating. Tonight will be game 13 in the North American Hockey League for Lund, this being his 4th with New Mexico. Getting the start at left defense with an assist yesterday on the opening score, it's number 2, Sean Smith, standing at 6'2", 200 pounds, the native of Canton, Michigan. Will be paired up with number 14, Herman Osberg, to start play here tonight, which is interesting because on the starting lineup for the Ice Wolves here tonight, they're starting 4 natural forwards and 1 defenseman, and that defenseman is Smith. So Smith, the lone defenseman, gets the start here tonight. He's played in every single game for New Mexico this season, and with the assist yesterday, has 3 assists in his last 6. And as for Osberg, wearing number 14 here tonight, he stands at 6'3", 200 pounds, and is a native of Sweden. Osberg was selected in the 9th round of last summer's draft and has 14 points in 37 games for New Mexico. And getting the start between the pipes for the Ice Wolves is number 31, Jackson Fuller, standing at 5'10", 170 pounds. Fuller has really been the catalyst for the Ice Wolves' resurgence as they started the season losing 10 games. Now they're in the 4th place spot in the South Division, and it's largely due in part to Fuller, the reigning North American Hockey League goaltender of the month. Picked up his 5th shutout of the season last night, stopping all 31 shots that he saw in the 4-1 victory over the Wranglers. Fuller will be making his 34th appearance this season with a record of 29-1-3. 1.96 goals against average, and a .920 save percentage. Ice Wolves are led by head coach Kevin Hartzell and assistant coach Kyle McKenzie. Now let's get to the starting lineup for your Amarillo Wranglers. Getting the start at left wing, it's number 74, Alexander Oleslov, standing at 5'10", 183 pounds. The native of Sweden seems to shine in these big-time games. Oleslov this season has 18 points in 45 games, 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 8. He'll get the start on a line with number 9, his fellow countryman, William Larson, getting the start at the center position. Larson stands at 5'10", 185 pounds. Joined the Wranglers just a couple weeks ago. Tonight for Larson will be his 6th game in the North American Hockey League. Was a point-per-game player over the last 2 years playing at Sweden. Still in search of his first point in the North American Hockey League. See if that Swedish duo of Oleslov and Larson can get it done. With number 27, Mark LaFrance getting the start at right wing, standing at 5'10", 175 pounds. The native of Arlington Heights, Illinois, is coming off of a big weekend in Oklahoma last weekend and a big night last night as LaFrance led the Wranglers in shots on goal with 4 last night. LaFrance on the season started with Chippewa and has 9 points in 43 games. Getting the start on the blue line for the Wranglers. At left D, it's number 6, Heikki Paipanen, standing at 5'11", 194 pounds. Paipanen will be paired up with number 4, J.S. Pack to start tonight's matchup, as Pack stands at 6'2", 185 pounds, and recently announced his commitment to Augsburg University to play NCAA Division III hockey next season. That duo will start on the blue line for the Wranglers, as getting the start between the pipes for Amarillo, number 1, Charles Antoine Girard. As Girard stands at 6'3", 174 pounds. Will look to pick up his 3rd win of the season in back-to-back efforts, as Girard will make his 21st appearance on the season. The record of 2-10-0-2. Girard stopped 25 of 28 in that magical 4-3 overtime win at Oklahoma last Saturday. And you better believe it, Girard was the large catalyst as to why the Wranglers were able to come back. Made some sensational saves in that game. Wranglers going to need him to do it again here tonight in what is going to be the biggest game of his young career, as the Wranglers here tonight are led by Ryan Seavey, the director of hockey, president of hockey operations, and general manager is Harry Mahood. As coming up next here in Albuquerque is the national anthem. And when we return, it's first period puck drop here at Outposts Ice Arenas. Thank you for tuning in to the Awesome Nose pregame show. We're back in just a moment for the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves.
So I'm going to start with Miss Kara. Kara is our ticketing manager, and she makes sure all of you guys get your tickets to be able to come out and watch our team, and she handles all of our scheduling and just a lot of stuff. I mean, she keeps this place running, really. All right, and then next up we have Jo. She runs the pro shop. She's pretty great. She designs a lot of great stuff we keep in there, and she makes sure we have equipment and all that great stuff. And then I have Amelia. She is our athletic trainer for both the NAHL and 3AHL teams, so she keeps our guys ready to go and is away for all of our visiting teams, so she does a great job. And then I have Ciara and Daniela. They are my game day interns. They help make sure we have a smooth game from start to finish, and they help me out with whatever I need. And then I have Rachel and Maddie. They are our ice girls that help clear up everything. And then I also want to recognize all of our female off-ice officials. They do a great job. They're here every game. They're volunteer work, so thank you guys for everything you do. And last but not least, let's give it up for Miss Francesca, our media girl who keeps this place running. So yeah, thank you to all of you guys. How are you? This place running, you do a lot for the team. So let's hear it for them one more time.
I'll get over it. I'll go to Arizona.
Now, those that are able, please rise, gentlemen, and remove your hats. Veterans and active duty military, we invite you to salute as we honor America with our national anthem.
We're all set and ready to go from the land of enchantment. It's the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves for the final time this regular season, and a lot is at stake. New Mexico trying to keep ahead of El Paso for the fourth spot in the South Division. Wranglers trying to climb back into the playoff race, just 8 points out of the playoff picture, and they do have games in hand on Colorado, and this is one of them. The Grit are off this weekend. This is an opportunity for the Wranglers to make up some ground. And they're going to have to do it in enemy territory, coming off of a loss yesterday. Amarillo trying to work that magic once again. Chiarenza here from Outposts Ice Arenas as the Wranglers wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and professional red trim. Will skate from right to left to start here tonight. And the Ice Wolves wearing black jerseys with yellow numbers and some yellow and red mixed in. Will skate from left to right to begin play. It's going to be a great one, so we're happy to have you with us here on NATV and YouTube on the Wranglers Hockey Network. As Larson meets Hubbard at the dot, Wranglers win the face-off, and away we go from the ABQ. Wranglers try and squirm in on the left side. Puck bounces out to the red line where Pipenin will slip it in. Puck springs to the left circle. Larson, a shot goes off a stick and well out of play. 16 seconds in. Wranglers already trying their best to put pucks on net. We'll keep an eye on the face-off battle so far here tonight. Wranglers won the first one, as it looked, at least to my eye last night, did get an official figure that New Mexico is the better team in the face-off circle. We'll see if the Wranglers are better at that here tonight, as it's going to be Larson to take it again for Amarillo. And this time the Ice Wolves win it. They'll plug it to the left wing. Skate it to the red line, where chopping it in is Polumsky. Out of his net comes Gerard to play it, taps it over to Pipenin, who scrambles down the left wing. Splits two Ice Wolves and gets dumped on the near side boards. And that's going to draw a penalty. The first of the night comes just 37 seconds in. Pipenin did get upended by Polumsky, who goes to the box. Boarding is the call, and the Wranglers will head to the power play. So after last night, saw no penalties in the first period. This time here tonight, just takes us 37 seconds for a penalty to be called. Unfortunately for the Wranglers, they go on the power play string of 3 straight games, where the Wranglers had scored a power play goal was broken last night. They were 0 for 4 as they rotate the puck to the left circle. Satterdahl, a shot goes high and wide, and Pack just barely keeps the play alive, but a hot pass was too hard to handle for Satterdahl, and the puck goes out to the neutral zone. The Wrangler power play coming into tonight operates at 17%. That's 20th best in the North American Hockey League. Ice Wolf penalty kill, 81.3%. That's 22nd best in the whole league. As the Ice Wolves dump the puck down yet again, and about 35 seconds has been shaved off of the Wrangler power play. So jump starting things is Pack. He'll drop it off for Satterdahl with Hull in the vicinity. Wranglers are able to get in, and here's Satterdahl on the left wing shooting, and a save is made by Fuller. Satterdahl's got the rebound, feeds Resega for a shot that's blocked by Hull. Wranglers retain possession. Satterdahl driving to the net, puts it on goal, and a save is made by Fuller by the right pad. Now shorthanded, it's Hull skating into it, and on the back check it was Resega knifing it away. Wranglers sky it into the glove of Fuller. He lets it down, and the Ice Wolves will clear. Wellburn back behind his own net. Swings out down the middle, has Oleslov at the blue line. On the right wing, he dumps it in. Fuller out of his net to play it, met by LaFrance. Wranglers with 30 seconds left on the power play, see the Ice will skate at the New Mexico end and once again pelt it down. Johansson on the forecheck, gets it for New Mexico. Looks to center, goes in and out of the high slot and out through the neutral zone. And the Ice Wolves with possession again. Look to wait out the remainder of the penalty to Polumsky, which has just 10 seconds left on it. They turn it over to Pipinen, though. Wranglers have a chance on the waning moments of the power play. Long shot by Wellburn is blocked by Waugh. He will clear it to the neutral zone, and now the penalty expires. So the Wranglers begin the game 0 for 1 on the power play, but here they come now on 5-on-5 action. LaFrance is smothered at the left point. Wranglers have to regroup. Whited glides down the right wing, looking for Oleslov. Pass was just a touch on line. Miller rumbles in on the forecheck. De Villiers able to escape the heat and feed it to Matthews, who gains some steam down the right wing. Over the red line, leaves it for Gibbons. Centering feed on time to Pye, and his backhand shot is blocked. And that was Casey, as Matthews from the high point, the right point, dishes it down low. Puck is flagged out of the air by Resega, and he's able to burst out to the neutral zone. Over center red, feeds it to Wood on the left wing. Backhand shot into the glove of Fuller, and he will freeze with 16:38 left in the first period. Shot count reached 4-1 in favor of the Wranglers. And so far they're doing all the right things. A couple of good chances there on the power play, and tonight they're really making Fuller work for it here in the first period. As for the Wranglers, on comes the line of Satterdahl, Lupo, and Phillips. Kirill Evshchev out of the lineup for the second straight game due to illness. He did make the trip, but did not partake in warm-ups and was not ready to go here tonight. And so, once again, the Wranglers are without his services. Lupo behind the net gets checked by Matthews, trying to hang on to it. Satterdahl looks to center. Puck spits over to the far side wall where Phillips goes crashing in, trying to jostle the puck away from Andrew Earl. He was coming off of a 2-goal performance yesterday. They go on the power play and another in an empty net. Loxonen skates out to center circle. Drifting towards his left is checked hard by Tiernan O'Rourke. We get physical here as a shot by Phillips from the right wing is gobbled up by Fuller. And we pause just 3 minutes and 57 seconds into the first. Face off on the far circle. Larson will take it for the Wranglers. And LaFrance will step in as Larson's given the boot. His opponent is Hubbard, and the Wranglers have won it. Oleslov flubs on a shot on the right wing, and skating into it is Braden Lund. Played 9 games with the Wranglers earlier this season. Did not score a point, and he checks down Pipinen in the near corner. Hubbard has the puck below the goal line, looks to center, plays it up to the left point. Right side shot is in on goal, and Gerard makes a kick save with the left pad on Max Vitin. Hubbard centers, one-timer goes wide off the stick of Lund. Now they jockey for it at the end wall. Hugo able to peel it away. Swooping behind the net, looks to center on a wraparound, and Girard's able to stuff it and get it out to the neutral zone. Olislov skates it over the attacking line, as behind the scenes, the Wranglers get a line change. Ice Wolves pitch the puck back out to the neutral zone, where it's grabbed by Jake Boulanger, the former general, leaves it for Will Welburn, who will slide it down the right wing, and now, as it boomerangs back to him, over to the left wing. Nobody home for the Wranglers as we approach 5 minutes gone by in the first. Ice Wolves grab it on the left wing. Wranglers box them up as it's Welburn directing Johansson over to the far wall. Boulanger able to stash it back out to center. Where driving in is Osberg, but not before taking a huge hit from Jacob Miller. And there are the Buchanan Street Bullies, the Wranglers, and once again the biggest team in the North American Hockey League post-trade deadline. They're the tallest team, the heaviest team, and they are using that to their advantage here tonight. Hall able to squirm out of his own end. Wranglers are able to meet him at the red line. Puck goes back and forth a bit before Patrick Whited will chase it back to his own goal line. Banking off the near side wall. He was looking for Wood, instead found Hull. The two number 12s will battle there as Whited looks to help out for his crew. Centering feed for the Ice Wolves, and a big save by Girard. Oh my goodness, with the toe! Right pad save by Girard, another out in front, and he hangs on! 6 minutes into the first period, Charles-Antoine Girard has done it again. Back and forth, left to right, right to left. It doesn't matter. Girard was all over the place, and he makes every single stop. Ice Wolves had about 4 really good cracks at it. First, it's a left toe save, then a right toe save, then it goes off his chest, not once but twice, and he got all of them. Keep it a scoreless game. Add that to his highlight reel. Puck in the neutral zone. Wranglers try and bank it back to Pipinen. Instead, it goes to Girard, who softly taps it to Pack, and off balance gets it to the high slot and out of the zone. It's a delayed offside on the Ice Wolves as they couldn't keep it in. Pipinen, stretch pass off the tape of Lupo and in. De Villiers behind his own net will grab possession for New Mexico. Spinning like a turnstile, almost turns the puck over, and the Ice Wolves, a series of quick passes, are able to escape. Loxton on the right wing feeds it to the middle, full hole, and a save is made by Girard. Lupo over the red line, flings the puck in on Fuller, leaves it for Max Vitin. Both teams elect to get a change in. Max Vitin glides down the right wing, behind the net, shut down by Welburn. Throws a big check on Gibbons in the far corner. Hedquist, below his own goal line, feeds it to Welburn in the far corner. Has LaFrance deeper down the right wing, and he feeds it cross ice for Larson. From the left circle, he'll shoot. A high riser is shut down by Fuller. Puck available in the near corner. Olislov has got it. Grinding his way there. Chips it over to LaFrance. And up to the left point for Whited. He can't keep it in as the pressure from Gibbons was too much. Now Hull takes down the run, shoots, and a save is made by the glove of Girard. And the biggest moment of his young career, Charles-Antoine Girard has shone bright here in the first period as the shot count now reads 5-5 in favor, or I guess in favor of nobody, as at one point it was 5-1 in favor of the Wranglers. Ice Wolves have quickly tied that up. Face off to the left of Girard. Ice Wolves see the puck go below the Wrangler goal line, and Amarillo gets it out from there. On the right wing, chip and chase action. Fuller out of his net to play it. Salversega closing in on him, delivers it to the near wall. Players bundle up there. Izadi throws a check on Osberg as the Ice Wolves just pelt the puck to the far wall and now back the other way. And on the near wing, Pipinen will grab it for the Wranglers. Over the red line, tries to chip it to Rasega. He's got it. He'll walk the line like a tightrope. Drifting towards his right, moves towards his forehand. Now on the backhand, centers for a one-timer by Wood that goes up into the air and plops down in front of Fuller, who freezes with 11:41 left in the first. Wranglers have had some really good chances so far here in the first period. Ice Wolves have as well, as Charles Antoine Girard has been locked in to start tonight's game. It's a scoreless affair here in the first. I'll be back in just a moment here on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet. We don't have any phones. We have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
We're right next door. County line.
Scoreless game so far here in the first period. 8 minutes and 19 seconds gone by so far. Both teams have taken 6 shots on goal. Wranglers have done a good job of testing Fuller so far here in the first period. Ice Wolves have had some good chances of their own. And Charles Antoine Girard here in just the opening 8 minutes and change has put together a nice highlight reel, making some dandy saves here in the first period. Ice Wolves in the defensive zone face-off. Puck goes towards the near side wall where the Wranglers fight to keep it in. It'll leap over the heads of Phillips and Pipenen, who will go back to his own end to retrieve. Pack slides it up to the red line looking for Phillips. He was boxed up by De Villiers, and the Ice Wolves will pound it off the near wall. They were looking for Waugh. Instead, they got Lupo. Left side shot goes over the goal. Rebound comes to Phillips, but he's tied up, and there'll be a penalty on that play. Looks like slashing is going to be the call. See who goes. I believe it might be Matthews for the Ice Wolves. And it's actually Polumsky, who goes to the box for the second time tonight. And the Wranglers, who are 0 for 1 on the power play so far tonight, will try and break the opening tie on their second chance here this evening. Face off on the right circle. LaFrance will take it and win it. At the right point, Pipenen dangles to keep it in, lifts it into the air on the far corner looking for Oleslav. Simmers down on the wall. Farmer pins it up there, and Oleslav pries it free. He's able to spin away from Farmer, getting some help from Miller. Wranglers work it up to the right point, now over to the left side. Pipenen to the left circle for LaFrance. Back at the line, Welburn has it. Return to Pipenen. Left point, flubs on it. He's able to backhand it to the high slot for Oleslav, who shoots, and a soft tap goes over the goal. Just a little bit of a floater. Missed the net by about a foot. Now the Ice Wolves are able to clear the puck, and the Wranglers will have to skate back to retrieve, and they'll get a partial change in as well, as on comes the first power play unit. So it is a full change for the Wranglers, as Pack will lead the charge with Resega, Satterdahlin, Phillips, and Larson. Satterdahlin will knock it into the attacking zone. Miscue here as Loxonen has it shorthanded. On the right wing, centers, and it goes through the slot and away from the man out in front, which was Hull. Phillips elevates it to the near corner. Pokes it away from Osberg. Ice Wolves bomb it out of their own end. And get another clear. 40 seconds left on the Wrangler power play. Girard comes out to play it. He's got Pack, who swiftly evades the forecheck from Loxonen and now turns it over. Loxonen on the right wing grinds to the goal. Backhand try. He scores. It's a short-handed goal for Toivo Loxonen, and the Ice Wolves lead it 1-0. Pack was just trying to drop it off for the trailer, which was Satterdahlin, and Loxonen's able to squirm in, pry the puck away. Read it like a book, gets in tight with Girard, goes to the backhand for the score. And so it is Toivo Loxonen getting the first goal of the night. His 12th goal of the season, as New Mexico on top early. It is Loxtonen's third shorthanded goal of the season. He leads the club in that category. We'll see how the Wranglers respond here. Still 26 seconds left on the power play. See if they can make something out of it and now tie the game. So, Ice Wolves score first in such situations. New Mexico is 17-3, 1-2. And trailing first, the Wranglers are 8-17, 0-2. But that's just the numbers, folks. We've got a lot of hockey left to be played. As Wellburn lifts it over the attacking line, around from the reach of Fuller. And over on the near side wall, Olislov gets to work. He'll center, Miller out in front, and they jam it in! Mark LaFrance gets the score, and the Wranglers on the power play have tied it at 1. Mark LaFrance had a great game last night, is in the right place at the right time. Wranglers able to jam it in. They center it from the near side half wall. Miller is there to poke it into the blue paint after Fuller came out a bit to challenge the puck. And there was LaFrance able to stuff it in as he now picks up goal number 5 of the season and his third as a Wrangler. So it looks like all in all, out of that power play sequence for the Wranglers, we will come out where we started, tied. This time, instead of being scoreless, it's a 1-1 game, and the Wranglers get their first goal of the weekend. Wranglers now 1 for 2 on the man advantage tonight as the puck works its way out the center. Rasega has it on the left wing, battling against Farmer. He gets directed to the near corner, looking to leave it for Azadi, who comes careening in. It's a pile up in that near corner, and squirming away from it is Max Vieten. Get it out the center. It'll be twisted in by Casey. White will get there for the Wranglers, below his own goal line. He's able to deliver it to Rasega on the left wing. Puck comes out the center, so the Ice Wolves will just chop it in. Gerard plays it to Whited, who locates Rasega on the near wall. They'll hack it off that wall, looking for Azadi. He's got him, although he is quickly swarmed by Gibbons as the Ice Wolves get possession back. 8:25 left in the first period. Wranglers respond 30 seconds after the shorthanded goal from Loxtonen to tie the game, and here's a chance out in front for Pye, and Gerard has got it. He makes the save as the Ice Wolves are looking to retake the lead. But Amarillo's netminder hangs on, and with 8:16 left in the first period, we'll take another break here as things are ramping up here in Albuquerque. It's the Wranglers 1 and the Ice Wolves 1. We're back in 30 seconds on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
Tie game here in Albuquerque, as it is now a 1-1 game here in the desert. Shot count reads 8-7 in favor of Amarillo as the faceoff comes to the right of Gerard. Sander Dahlin will take it, and the Ice Wolves will win it. Puck slips below the goal line. New Mexico trying to get to work. Loxtonen feeds it to the high slot for a shot by DeVilliers that goes wide. Rebound to Loxtonen. He shoots it below the right circle. Gerard's got it with 8 minutes left in the first. So if you're just joining us, had a recent bit of scoring here. Wranglers went to their second power play of the night. Ice Wolves scored a shorthanded goal off the stick of Toivo Loxtonen. They make it a 1-0 New Mexico lead, and then 30 seconds later, still on that power play, the Wranglers score. It's Mark LaFrance getting his 5th of the season and his 3rd as a Wrangler to tie the game. They have given the assist to Will Wellburn, although I think Jacob Miller might have gotten a touch on that puck as well, as he was the net front presence. He was able to knock it over to LaFrance. We'll see later on in the week if that gets changed, but that is the official call on the goal as of now. Wranglers lift the puck behind Fuller. Matthews reels it in the near corner. LaFrance on the forecheck, tries to pry it away. And LaFrance, who had a goal and an assist in the comeback victory in Oklahoma on Saturday, has another goal here tonight after taking 4 shots on goal in the shutout loss last night as the puck is iced by the Wranglers. And I thought LaFrance played a really solid game last night. He was getting chances on goal, really was buzzing, and that 4 shots on goal last night was a season high for LaFrance, who I spoke to on the latest episode of Wranglers Weekly. You can catch that interview on the Wranglers YouTube channel. As the face-off to the left of Girard is won by the Ice Wolves. Shot from the high slot into traffic. It's blocked. Now a centering feed at the goal line is prodded away by the paddle of Girard. Left circle shot. Girard makes the save. The rebound between the circles. And Pye is forced over to the near side wall. Ice Wolves get it up top as Farmer moves it to the left point for Max Vitin. He'll roll it in on goal to Girard, who freezes with 7:01 left in the opening frame. And the face-off battle so far here tonight has been just about even. The face-off will be to Girard's right. Ice Wolves win that one as Hugo will shimmy it around to the near corner as he's looking for Hubbard, instead got wided as he elevates it to the Ice Wolves zone. Villiers up ahead. Wranglers are able to sandwich a couple of Ice Wolves at the blue line as the puck will roll back into New Mexico territory for an icing on the Wranglers with 6:39 left in the first period. Wranglers have outshot their opposition in 10 of their last 12 games. Last night was one of the few games in recent memory where they didn't, and they were only outshot by 1. Right now the count reads 11-8 in favor of New Mexico, who averages about 31.2 shots for per game this season. Is there another one of those teams that really likes to outshoot their opponent? The face-off to the right of Girard is reeled in by the Wranglers. Boulanger prods it out to center ice. Stashing it right back in is Liam Waugh. Anthony White gets it on the retrieval behind the cage, locates Whited on the left wing. With open space, wanted to go for a stretch pass for Boulanger. Instead, it's another icing on the Wranglers. So back down we go near Girard. And for Girard, that big win in Oklahoma on Saturday just a week ago was his biggest of his young career, stopping 25 of 28 in the comeback victory. And so far here tonight, he has picked up right where he has left off. Face off to his right. We get a whistle prior to the puck dropped, so they force out Polomsky. Johansson will take it against Satterdalen. And the Ice Wolves win the face-off. Puck goes over to the near corner. Winded jockeying there for the puck, getting some help from Satterdalen. Johansson feeds the puck to the middle, and it's batted away by White. Back to the near side corner. Polomsky now goes behind the net. Satterdalen tries to rip it away. Puck comes up for grabs in the near side corner once again, and Satterdalen's able to skate it free. The former Aberdeen wing, with 4 goals and 4 assists in his time as a Wrangler, lifts it to New Mexico ice as the Ice Wolves come in on the right side. Waugh will tap it in as they go off for a line change. Wranglers trying to catch them napping as Wood gains the red line and elevates the puck to the goal line. Ice Wolves have it on the right wing as Gibbons moves it coast to coast looking for Hull. He gets checked hard by Wellburn, who bulldozes him at the red line. Ice Wolves retain possession as they'll spring it into motion on the right wing for Gibbons. Working against Hedquist, forced to the corner. Wood helping out as well, dumps down Gibbons, and now Hull leaps on top of him to pry the puck away. At the right point, Wranglers get it back as Azadi digs his way deeper into his own end and flings it over to the far wall for Wellburn. He'll float it through the neutral zone. Try to get Resega to beat out the icing. He does have great speed, but Farmer gets there first. And so with 4:56 left in the first period, go back down to Amarillo ice. It's the second game of a road set here tonight. Wranglers are 7-3-0-1 in the second game of a road set this season, and that's when they're at their best. Seemingly on a Saturday night on the road, the Wranglers have been excellent. 6-4-0-1 in Saturday road games. We're hoping that that trend of winning on Saturdays on the road continues for them here tonight. Wellburn behind his net. Rolls it out to the right wing for Azadi. Tries to haul it in the neutral zone. Puck is stolen away by Smith. And that line will go off for a change. Nyampai gains some speed down the right wing. It's shouldered away at the line. Andrew Earl is able to help the puck down to the goal line. Looks to center, broken up by Larson. Osberg keeps the play alive for New Mexico. Piping in, fends off two Ice Wolves at the goal line. Chucks the puck over to the far wall where New Mexico gets it back. Shot from the point, save made by the traffic out in front. Gerard now makes a save of his own, hugging the right post. And Larson floats it out of play with 4:07 left in the first period. Faceoff will be to the right of Gerard. Larson will take it against Hubbard. Stanley Hubbard, a big guy, standing at 6'6", 201 pounds. And he's going to be tossed out of the faceoff circle in favor of Tim Hugo, who not nearly as big, 6'3", 205. But nonetheless, the Wranglers have control off the faceoff. Larson tries to catapult it to the neutral zone. It does. Wanted Olislov on the fly, but instead Matthews is able to deal the puck to the left wing, and the Ice Wolves look to get to work. Pipinen makes a nice defensive play on Hubbard, and now skates upwards over his own blue line, hacking it off the wall in search of LaFrance. Instead it goes to the tape at de Villiers. LaFrance remains on the forecheck as Olislov, moving in tandem, forces some pressure on Matthews, who dances behind his net to evade the Swede. Connects with de Villiers on the right wing, who chips it upwards for Lund. Lund looks to center from the near corner, instead hits the skate of Whited, and the Wranglers get the puck back. France on the right wing streaks forward over the red line, bombards it to the near corner as Satterdahl moves in on the forecheck. Ice Wolves try and get away, move the puck to Whited. He'll take a shot that goes off a stick and remains in play. Phillips looks to center, goes off a stick of Polomsky. He'll roll it around to the near side wall as Whited looks to pinch and keep it in. Throws a good check on Lund as the Ice Wolf ice the puck on the clearing attempt with 3 minutes left in the first. That's one thing I love about Patrick Whited. Not the biggest player in the world, 5'11", 170, but he knows how to throw his weight around. And he's not the kind of guy that's going to back down from a physical game. He's going to get right into the thick of it. He thrives in these kind of situations. And he'll stay out there on a deep pairing with Anthony White as the Phillips line remains out there. The captain will take the face-off against Polomsky on the right circle, as it's a tie-up off the face-off. Puck goes to the far wall, and White able to keep it in at the right point. Lupo helping out, able to sauce the puck around the wall to the near side corner where an open space. Matthews will lift it out to center ice, and the Wranglers defense will get possession with 2:40 left in the opening frame. Puck rides up a stick and into the rafters, so we get a whistle with 2:36 left in the first period. Make sure you stick with us here during the first intermission for the first intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank. We'll recap all the events of the first 20 minutes of play, look ahead to period 2, and also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and the playoff picture that is currently unfolding in front of our eyes, and what the Wranglers need to do to climb back into the top 6 in the South Division. All that and a whole lot more coming up next on the first intermission report. Ice Wolves win a neutral zone face-off. They'll whirl it around to the near wall looking for Waugh. Wranglers able to clink the puck out to center, and rattling it back in is Farmer. Wellburn retrieves it for the Wranglers as he bounces to the outside, finding Miller at the Wrangler blue line. Boulanger on the far wall whacks it in. Fuller comes out to play it behind the net, wheels it back to where the Wranglers shot it in, and Ice Wolf is able to squirm out to center. Wellburn stands up an Ice Wolf, and the Wranglers serve it right back in. But this time it's an icing with 2:03 left in the opening frame. And a lot of icings here over the last couple of minutes or so. See another face-off to the right of Gerard. 3-man officiating crew here tonight. Same crew that we had last night, led by our referee, Mr. Stace. Helped out by the two linesmen, Hopkins and Edling. As Ice Wolves win this face-off. Work it up top for a shot by Gibbons. Into traffic. Gets deflected to the far corner. Larson jabs it out to center ice, where Smith will snatch it for New Mexico. Wranglers get a change in, as gliding down the right wing is Osberg. Drop pass, Casey a shot, blocked by Wood. And both squads will take a swipe at it as the puck goes off a stick and out of play with 1:42 left in the first. Put the face-off in the neutral zone at the top of the Wrangler blue line on the near side. Wood on that hot line with Rasega, and Izadi will take this face-off with Pipinen and Pack as the two blue liners. New Mexico wins that draw as they pound the puck in from neutral ice. Gerard slows it down for Pipinen, who has Pack in the right corner. He skies it just a tad under the rafters to the neutral zone. The Ice Wolves try and roll back in, but puck was played with a high stick as it came tumbling back down to earth, and so with 1:26 left in the first, we get another stoppage in play. Face off on the near circle. Satterdahl will take it for the Wranglers up against Andrew Earl. Satterdahl for the Wranglers this season, playing in his 10th game with the club. 8 points, 4 goals, 4 assists. He's going to be booted out of the face-off circle in favor of SUNY Cortland commit Morley Phillips. Announced that earlier in the week. He's going to be playing NCAA Division III hockey at Cortland next season. Phillips on the forecheck, able to keep the puck in the zone for the moment after losing the draw. Ice Wolves make their way to the Wrangler blue line and not much more. Pack makes the defensive play to shut it down. He'll bang it back into Ice Wolf territory as DeVilliers and company stash it behind the net where Gerard plays it. Wranglers quickly trying to roll out of their own end. Lupo evades a check as we approach the final minute of the first period. Puck comes back to Gerard, although get a whistle with 52.5 seconds left in the first. And I believe it was for an offside, and so see another face-off here, and it looks like they're going to put this at center ice. Edling will drop it. Larson and Casey will battle for it, and Larson wins it for the Wranglers. White tries to jam it in, gets it back in the neutral zone off the initial block from the Ice Wolves at the blue line, and now the Wranglers are offside, and so we get another stoppage. Face-off will be in front of the New Mexico bench. Larson line out there. Olaslov to his left. Looks like the France will go off, and Phillips will come on. And the captain will be stationed to Larson's right. Whited and White are the pairing. It's Larson and Casey again, right in front of Kevin Hartzell and the Ice Wolf bench. New Mexico's got this one. Farmer over to the left wing for Max Vitin. Now back to the near side for Gibbons. Puck glances off his stick to Patrick Whited. And he'll put on a nice little move to evade Gibbons. And is held and draws a penalty in the process. Olaslov has to find Larson up ahead as the Ice Wolves strip the puck away and touch up. And the third penalty of the game is the third on the Ice Wolves. It'll go against Gibbons. And the Wranglers, who are 1 for 2 on the power play and have given up a shorthanded goal, led to their third power play of the night. Face off on the far circle. Phillips will take it as the first power play unit begins. The man advantage for the Wranglers. And a couple of false starts here on this face off. Wranglers don't score on this in the final 20.5 seconds here in the first period. It'll carry over to the second. Larson behind the net of the face-off victory. Looks to center. Phillips out in front, and somehow, some way, Fuller gets a glove on it to make a save. He freezes it with 13.6 left in the first. And Larson had a lot of room and a lot of time to think about what he wanted to do there. He was able to center it and get it to the captain. And Fuller on high alert, able to make that glove save. Puck goes to the end wall. Satterdahlin diving, tries to punch it over to Larson. Got another delayed penalty here. And now puck is touched, and with 5.5 left to go, Ice Wolves going after Larson. They didn't like that he shot that puck after the whistle. And looks like they're going to get Satterdahlin here. So the first penalty on the Wranglers makes it a 4-on-4 the final 5.5 seconds. And so it looks like we will start the second period 4-on-4. Cross-checking is the call on Satterdahlin. Hooking was the penalty on Gibbons, and face-off will be to the left of Gerard. Ice Wolves win the face-off. Quick shot by Loxonen, goes up a stick and into the rafters, and so with 2.3 left in the first period, you got to figure that this is probably the final face-off of the first period. And might just see if Earl will try and slap it to the net here. He tries it. Larson gets in front of it. Puck behind the net. And the first period comes to a close. So we will open the second period at 4-on-4 action for the first minute and 40 seconds. And then the Ice Wolves will have 15 seconds of power play time. And that's how we will begin period number 2. As for period number 1, it comes to a close, tied at 1. Wranglers and the Ice Wolves all tied up at 1 apiece. Both goals came on the same power play. Shorthanded tally from Loxonen made it 1-0 Ice Wolves, and then 30 seconds later, the Wranglers with the power play goal, tying the game up at 1 as Marc Lafrance gets his 5th goal of the season and his 3rd as a Wrangler. We'll talk more about it on the other side of the break, as this is the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. We'll return for the first intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank after we take a moment to hear a word from our local sponsors. Once again, it's the Wranglers 1 and the Ice Wolves 1 after 1 period of play.
And you can enter for your chance to win a seat.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters. Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with FlexTech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, FlexTech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blowgun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
Welcome back to Albuquerque for the first intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank as we are tied at 1 through 1 here in the land of enchantment. Guy Chiarenza with you here tonight here on the Wranglers Hockey Network. And interesting first period that we just saw here in New Mexico. For the Wranglers, there are some things to like despite the game being tied through 20. As the Wranglers, in such instances this season, when tied after 1, are 4-7-0-1, and that's where we were last night. New Mexico ended up getting the victory. Meanwhile, for the Ice Wolves this season, when tied after 1 period of play, they are 7-7-2-2 on the campaign. And so let's get into the first period recap here, as starting the scoring was the Ice Wolves, although came in a pretty unconventional way. Wranglers get their second power play of the night, and ends up being the most eventful sequence of the first period. So with 9:37 left in the first period, Wranglers are on the man advantage, and it's a steal and score for Toivo Laaksonen. So on that play, Wranglers on their power play, they like to move up to about the blue line or the red line and throw a little drop pass to the trailer, who will then skate into it and gain some steam to kind of barrel in down the right or left wings on the zone entry. And so what happened on that play was J.S. Pack is able to get up to about the left, or I guess the near side point of the Wrangler blue line, and then he gets ready to throw that drop pass to Satterdahlin, who was the trailer. And, you know, if you've ever seen Talladega Nights, it's kind of like that play where, you know, Cal Naughton Jr. will slingshot Ricky Bobby up ahead. Well, Pack is trying to slingshot Satterdahlin up to the neutral zone, and before he knew it, Satterdahlin wasn't there. I mean, he was there, but wasn't as close as he thought he was. Instead, Toivo Laaksonen somehow gets in between the two, reads the play, strips the puck away, goes up in tight on Girard, moves to the backhand and scores. And so that is how the first goal of the game was scored. And the Ice Wolves get the shorthanded goal. In fact, for Laaksonen, that is his third shorthanded goal this season. That leads the Ice Wolves. And for the Wranglers on the campaign, that is the fourth shorthanded goal against this season. So, not the prettiest of sequences for the Wranglers, but they still had some time on the power play to try and get it back. Had about 24 seconds left on the man advantage. See if the guys can rally and get it done. All right, salvage the power play, at least come out where you started, tied, right? And the Wranglers are able to get that goal. And they're able to move the puck around a little bit, get it out in front, and Jacob Miller was stationed out in front of Jackson Fuller. And I was saying it all night last night, felt like the Wranglers needed to get some big bodies in front of Fuller if they really wanted to beat him. Well, here on the power play, the Wranglers do just that. It's Miller out in front. I believe it was Welburn that took the initial shot. Miller's out there challenging Fuller. Fuller comes out of his crease to try and play this puck. He gets his way to about the top of the blue paint, between the paint and the bottom of the right circle. Miller's there and takes a couple of whacks at it, and the puck squeaks over into the blue paint. And right there is Mark LaFrance, who punches it in for the score. LaFrance gets the power play goal for the Wranglers to tie the game here tonight. And he has been playing some great hockey as of late. It's his 5th goal of the season and his 3rd as a Wrangler. And officially they give the assist, the only assist, to Will Welburn on that goal. But I do believe that Jacob Miller did touch that puck out in front. So I would not be surprised if Miller gets an assist added onto that play later on in the week, as things tend to do. Throughout the course of the week, they'll look things over and see if there's any points that got missed here or there. But all in all, great play for the Wranglers. They crash the crease, and they get a goal out of it. And for Mark LaFrance, scored a power play goal in that comeback win in Oklahoma on Saturday night last weekend. Gets a goal in the power play here tonight to tie the game. As for LaFrance, it is his 3rd power play goal this season, and that is tied for the team lead with Jacob Miller. So that second power play unit puts in good work for the Wranglers. They get the job done. Puck ends up in the back of the net, and the Wranglers are able to salvage the power play that they surrendered a shorthanded goal on. And out of all that, we ended up coming out of it tied 1-1. And so later on in the period, both teams trade chances there, and we get 2 penalties called in the final 21 seconds of the first period. First, it's a penalty against Gibbons for hooking that sent the Wranglers to the power play, and it looked like the Wranglers might start the second period on the power play, but with 5.5 seconds left in the opening frame, Cole Satterdahl ends up getting called for the first Wrangler penalty tonight, and so that'll start the second period at 4-on-4 action for the first minute and 40 seconds of period 2, barring any more changes with penalties potentially being called in that time frame. We'll start the first moment of the second period with a 4-on-4 action, and then after a minute and 40 seconds, the Ice Wolves will have 15 seconds of power play time to work with. Of course, that pending no more changes in that time span. But in the first period, despite allowing the shorthanded goal, which is probably going to drive the Wranglers coaching staff nuts, I mean, what coach wouldn't be upset about allowing a shorthanded goal? They were able to rally back and score on that same power play to negate it and keep us tied. And I think the biggest thing out of all was the Wranglers were able to solve Jackson Fuller. Fuller put up a 31-save shutout last night, reigning North American Hockey League goaltender of the month, and the Wranglers found a way to beat him. And that was big because now it gives the Wranglers momentum heading here into the second period. They're not down by 1. They're now tied, and they know that they can beat Jackson Fuller, and they found out how to do it. Get a net front presence out in front. Make sure you crash the crease and get Fuller moving a little bit. They made life difficult for him in the first period. I thought it's a much better first period for the Wranglers offensively here tonight compared to last night. They're going to have to keep it up here in the second and third periods, though, if they want to break the time and get their first lead of the weekend. Shot count through 20 minutes of play reads 11 for New Mexico and 9 for Amarillo. And we'll see what the second period holds here in Albuquerque. When we come back here on the first intermission report, we'll take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and talk playoff picture and playoff scenarios for the Wranglers as their path to the playoffs is starting to take shape. All that and a whole lot more when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. It's New Mexico 1 and Amarillo 1 through one period of play.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with FlexTech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, FlexTech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of quick connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 psi, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blow gun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
We are approaching the second period of play here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as through 20 minutes of play, it's a tie game. 1-1 is your score through one period of play. Chiarenza welcoming you back to Outposts Ice Arenas for the tail end of the first intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here tonight, as there are some big games going on in the South Division, and those scores could impact the Wranglers' chase for the playoffs, as with just 11 games left coming into tonight, Wranglers need to find a way to exit every game with at least 1 point and 2 if they can. As we'll start our journey over at Blazers Ice Center as the Wranglers look to get a little bit of help from some of their division rivals, one of those being the Oklahoma Warriors. So El Paso have been on a bit of a skid as of late. Rhinos do win last night, though, in a 3-point game that ended in a shootout. Warriors trying to help the Wranglers out and keep the Rhinos at bay, as the Rhinos slide would open up a spot for the Wranglers to climb back in, but looks like tonight Oklahoma not doing the Wranglers any favors, as El Paso has a 4-1 lead with 1 minute and 42 seconds left in the second period. Go figure. Over at Ector County Coliseum, this game a bit bigger in terms of playoff implications. So far, things aren't looking too good for the Wranglers over there as well, as the Wranglers need the Jackalopes to lose. And right now, the Jackalopes are up by a 2 spot. They lead 2-0 with 6:39 left in the second period, going up against the defending Robertson Cup champion Lone Star Brahmas. 2 goals on the board, one from Charlie Smith and another from Christian Tavare. Odessa, he was 4 points ahead of Amarillo, is trying to climb back into the playoff picture themselves. Wranglers hoping that the Brahmas can keep Odessa at bay, but looks like Brahmas, again, just like the Warriors, not doing the Wranglers any favors right now, which just goes to show you got to take care of your own business. You can't count on other people or other teams to do it for you. Over at American Bank Center, Shreveport Mudbugs, after 1 period of play, have a 2-0 lead over the Corpus Christi Ice Rays in the battle of the 2 and 3 seeds over at the ABC. So right now, Wranglers looking to see and hope that the Lone Star Brahmas turn things around and win in a comeback fashion against Odessa, as we will see Lone Star next weekend at the Budweiser Bullpen for a 3-game set, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Get your tickets at panhandletickets.com, because those games are going to be epic. Both teams back out there to start the second period of play. Wranglers will start the second period 4-on-4. Escape from left to right wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and professional red trim. Ice Wolves wearing blackout jerseys with yellow letters and numbers with turquoise and red mixed in. They'll skate from right to left to open the second period of play. And so we'll see what happens here in period 2 as fans still find their seats, hopefully before the start of puck drop. We'll see who the open ice here to begin the period benefits more. New Mexico has shown more speeds at time, more speed at times in this game, and really throughout the course of the weekend, but the Wranglers themselves are capable of using speed to their advantage, and one of those guys is William Larson, who is going to take the opening faceoff to begin period 2, going up against Andrew Earl, the leading point scorer for the Ice Wolves. Puck is dropped. Period 2 is underway in the desert. Wranglers win the opening faceoff of the second period. J.S. Pack maneuvers through his own zone as the Wranglers feed it to the left wing. On the tape of Vladislav, gains center circle, bounces to the right wing, chips it down to the corner, and gives chase. Osberg steps in front of the puck to deliver it to the far side wall for Earl. Reverses it back to the near wing as skating upwards is Sean Smith. Had an assist yesterday, tosses it wing to wing for Earl. As Andrew Earl pelts it to the left wing back to Smith. He dishes it upwards for Pye over the attacking line. Return feed for Smith is broken up nicely by Larson. And the Swede will move it to the Finn and Pipinen as 55 seconds remain on the 4-on-4. Pipinen spins around in his own end, outlets up ahead onto the stick of LaFrance. Over the red line, loses his balance. The Ice Wolves able to spar it away. As Waugh is knocked to the near side wall by J.S. Pack. Puck slips free over to the wall where Loxonen looked to get it to Smith, but it's broken up nicely by Rasega. We'll spring it to the blue line looking for LaFrance. Ice Wolves twist it down deeper to the Wrangler end wall where it is snatched up by Pack, who swoops out from behind Gerard, who had a beautiful first period for the Wranglers, making a series of stellar stops. Rasega digs his way deep to the end wall, bumped off by Farmer, and the Ice Wolves fling it through center. Nobody there. No icing, though, as Hedquist, a minute and 30 seconds into the second period, goes back to retrieve. Try to stretch pass off the stick of Rasega and in, and the penalty to Gibbons expires. It's a 15-second power play for the Ice Wolves. Hall is met at the Wrangler blue line from center ice. Farmer will drive it in. Puck goes around Gerard to the near side wall where Casey keeps it in. Wellburn punches it out to center ice, and Phillips takes it in stride. Phillips over the line, shoots, but Lupo was just a hair offside. And so just 3 seconds under 2 minutes into the second period, we get a stoppage. And the Phillips line will stay out there. Satterdahl and Lupo are the two other forwards, as we are now 5-on-5. Ice Wolves could not convert on their 15-second power play. And now the Wranglers are officially 1-for-1 on the penalty kill tonight. You take them any which way you can get them. Some are easier than others, as the Ice Wolves throw the puck through neutral ice. Whited scrambles over to the far corner to beat out Gibbons to the puck. And the Montana man gets dumped down by Hull on the near side half wall. Puck ping-pongs around, back onto the tape of Whited, who locates Phillips in the neutral zone. Puck hops over the boards as the captain took a swat at it. With 17:36 left in period 2. And it looks like both teams are going to get a line change in here on a Saturday night in Albuquerque. So you think about the Wranglers and where they're at in their season. Both of these teams suffered 10-game losing streaks at some point during the campaign. For the Ice Wolves, it happened earlier on in the season, about the first month or so. The Wranglers, their woes came in January, but turned things around, 5-5 in their last 10, and now have a shot at climbing back into the playoff picture. Puck bumbles over to the far corner of the Wranglers zone. Ice Wolves twiddle it over to Smith on the near wall. He gets a piece of LaFrance. As now Mark LaFrance, the lone Wrangler goal scorer, moves it corner to corner on the far wing for Pipinen. He'll chuck it up ahead looking for Vladislav. Glanced off his stick, and the Ice Wolves with it now are met at the Wrangler blue line. J.S. Pack makes the defensive play. Puck comes tumbling back into Pipinen. Yankee Pipinen exchanges with Pack, the Augsburg commit. As behind the net, Pack will survey the scene. Return it to Pipinen on the left wing. He's quickly mobbed by Waugh. Quick feed to Hugo, dangled to the net. He throws it wide of the cage. Girard took away the angle as he fends off a quick shot from the line. Quick reflexes from Girard. Farmer another try in tight. Kick save by the left toe of Girard. Now another long drive is flubbed on by Bickler. He's able to locate Polomsky, who feeds it to the left wing. Farmer a shot from the circle, kicked away by Girard. Ice Wolves keep it in. Good pucks possession for the Ice Wolves here in the Wranglers zone. Pack is able to wedge away an Ice Wolf from the puck, and they come together. Fans urging for a penalty as Pack had Wall wrapped up. Wranglers chip it through the neutral zone, all the way down for an icing. Just 4 seconds under 4 minutes gone by in the second period. Faceoff will be on the far circle of the Wranglers zone. It'll be Earl to take it against Larson. And to check that, it's going to be Loxonen as Earl is tossed out. The Swede, the victor, as Boulanger has it on the right wing. Will gain the attacking line, prod it towards the goal, where it's jabbed away by the stick of Fuller. Ice Wolves work the puck over to the near wing as Pye is checked by Pack. Puck comes between the circles for Miller, but he can't locate it as it was between his skates. Now on the run on the right wing is Loxonen. With a shorthanded goal tonight, looks to find a trailer, and the Wranglers rip it away. 2-on-1 the other way, might be a 3-on-1, but they're offside. It's all for naught. Boulanger and Miller were on the run, and instead the play is blown dead before the Wranglers can get a chance. Unfortunate break for the Wranglers there. The Eagle Eye linesman was able to locate the offside and blow the play dead. Satterdahlin will take the face-off against Casey. Wranglers win the face-off as Satterdahlin comes over the attacking line. Feeds it to the left wing for a shot, and a save is made by Fuller. Might have hit traffic out in front. Wranglers keep it in the zone. Welber tries to feed it to the middle for Satterdahlin. Puck comes back to the alternate captain at the red line, and he will just whirl it in from there. Fuller comes out to slow it down for Smith. Ice Wolves able to escape their own end. He'll hit Hall on the run on the left wing. Gains the circle for a shot. That is stopped by Girard. Now here comes Miller down the left wing. Feeds Azadi all alone for a shot, and a save made by Fuller. Azadi's got it back again in the near corner. Takes a shot from there. Hits Miller. Got to get it on goal, but it goes behind the cage. Hugo tries to chip it out of the zone. White keeps it in. Sidesteps the pressure from Hugo, but Casey's able to elevate it to the neutral zone where Gibbons flags it down. On the left wing, feeds it to the right. One-timer, Farmer, fought off by Girard. The rebound goes to the Wranglers, and they will get it out of the zone. It's a foot race. Resega going up against Hubbard. Almost forces him to turn it over, but Hubbard able to hang on. Feeds it to the left wing for Bickler, who comes grinding into the Wranglers zone. Is immediately stood up by White and Wood, and the Wranglers will punch the puck back out to center ice, and it'll be returned to the Wranglers zone onto the tape of White. He jams down Hubbard, grinding through the neutral zone, surging up ahead. He just steamrolled Hubbard, who now has the puck. On the left wing, drops now for Johansson. Back the other way. Cross-ice feed goes away from Lund. Now on the left wing, it's Johansson. Plays it around the horn for Waugh. Centering feed, picked off by O'Rourke. Ice Wolves able to chip the puck over to the far corner. Polomsky now centers for Waugh, and the stop is made by the Wrangler defense. Larson came crashing in, and the shot from Waugh went wide. Farmer keeps it at the left point. He'll shoot. Deflection out in front is turned away by Girard. Now on the left corner, Polomsky moves it up top to Mox Vieten. couldn't keep it in the zone, so he'll come back in on the left side. He'll dangle to the near corner for a shot that goes in and out of the slot. Pye a try, high slot shot, sticked away by O'Rourke. Ice Wolves move it back to the left point for Mox Featon. Tries to take a shot, it's blocked. Wranglers try and dive to swipe it out as Resega trying to do it all. Gets enough on it, and the Wranglers have possession. Whited glides down the right wing, peels away from the pressure and goes off for a change. Pye over the red line. Lifts it towards Gerard, goes away from the Wrangler netminder, and onto the stick of Pipenen. Finished defenseman gets it to the far wall, and it's helped back out the center by Larson. Ice Wolves will catapult it towards the near corner. Comes behind the net, and Pack will help it over to the left wing wall to Lupo. Gains some speed, plays it into open space for Phillips, but the Wranglers are offside with 12:16 left in period 2. Still a 1-1 game here in New Mexico. Both goals coming back in the first period. Ice Wolves lead the shot count 15-9. As the Wranglers have yet to register a shot on goal here in the second period. Face off right in front of the Wranglers bench. Ryan Seavey, lone coach on the bench here tonight. Looks onwards. The face-off will be taken by Lupo going up against Ethan Hall. And Mason Lupo scored his first goal as a Wrangler in that big win in Oklahoma last Saturday. LaFrance, who had a goal in that game as well, already has one here tonight as Smith gains the red line and pounds the puck into Wrangler territory. It'll ride along the wall up to the right point, where a shot from there is turned away by the right pad of Gerard. Smith works his way behind the net, centers for a shot by Casey, and oh, Gerard got a piece of it. Kept it out. Casey again at the left point. Tries to go around Phillips, burrows his way to the near corner. Casey still with it, wraparound try through the blue paint and out the other side. Phillips gets there, tries to jolt it out of the zone and does. Goes onto the stick of Satterdahlin, over the attacking line. Glides to the right wing, on his forehand, looks for a trailer. Is met by Smith on the boards as the puck trickles behind the cage. Wranglers work it along the left wing wall from high to low as the Ice Wolves now have full possession. As Smith looks to hit a stretch pass to Hall, instead it glances off his stick, and the Wranglers have possession as the Ice Wolves go for a line change. Wranglers trying to catch them napping, try and hit a stretch pass to Izadi, goes away from him and deep into Ice Wolf territory. Farmer with it behind the cage, feeds it to the right wing for Bickler, who lobs it to the neutral zone where it's gloved down by Hedquist. Has Izadi on the right wing, shoots from the circle, and it goes off the post. Ty Izadi with two really good chances so far here tonight, and he's been stymied once by Fuller and the second on the post. Winded now from the deep end, rips it up ahead off the stick of Oleslav. He'll give chase. Fuller will play it, miscommunication. Wranglers almost force a turnover as the puck rolls in on Fuller, who freezes with 10:24 on the clock. No goals so far here in the second period, as it is a 1-1 tie with 10:24 left in the middle frame. We're back in 30 seconds here on the Wranglers Hockey Network here in Albuquerque.
Have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
More orthodontics, quality orthodontic care to help you smile more.
Wranglers Hockey is brought to you by Jimmy Fincher Body Shop, providing auto repair in Amarillo, Texas for more than 40 years. And visit Amarillo. Step into the real Texas. So it's a 1-1 tie here as we approach the midway point of the game. A little over 10 minutes left in the second period. Tight contest. Wranglers trying to find their way out of it with 2 points in their back pocket. And so far, they're doing all the right things. They've really tested Fuller to the fullest extent, so far to this point. As the faceoff will be to the right of the New Mexico netminder. Ice Wolves win the draw. Almost pushes De Villiers into the corner. He was able to escape by feeding it across to Max Vitin. On the right wing, pass is reeled in by Lund. Dances to the right circle for a shot that goes over the cage. De Villiers try from the left point, is turned away by the stick of Gerard. Allenslund takes a whack at it. Puck goes into the air on a pop fly and stays in the zone thanks to Hubbard. Allenslund now tries to get it out, gets pushed down by Max Vitin. Wranglers bundle up on him as Larsson's able to strip him of the puck. Wranglers angling out the center to LaFrance. Drifts towards the right wing and takes a shot from there. That goes off the glass behind Fuller and out of play. 9:39 left in the second period. Wranglers doing everything they can to try and break that tie. On comes the line of Phillips, Lupo, and Satterdalen. Pack and piping in are the two blue liners. Near circle face-off is won by the Ice Wolves. Smith behind the net locates Waugh on the far wall. They'll tap it off the wall looking for a man up ahead in Johansson. Wranglers are able to close in and zip the puck down to the end wall where it's played by Fuller. As Johansson springs it to center ice. Got nothing but piping in, who tried to jam it out to center. Instead got Johansson. He looks to center. Piping in picks that off. It connects with Lupo on the left wing. We'll search to the blue line and angle it to the near corner. Smith will try and stash it up ahead. Wranglers almost get in front, create a turnover. But Mexico is able to come away unscathed. Right in front of the Mexico bench, piping in, gets a stick on it. Wheels it over to the near corner for Pack, who glides it to the neutral zone looking for Phillips. Away from the captain, Ice Wolves retrieve deep in their own end. Farmer like to swing out to the right of Fuller. Instead is met by a Wrangler, and now the Ice Wolves come in on the left wing. Gibbons, met by Azadi, forced to twist towards the net, makes his way to the high slot for a shot that goes over the goal. Rebound comes to Hull. He'll look to center. He'll throw it over to the near side half wall where Farmer pinches to keep it in. Gibbons working against Noah Wood, dives down below the goal line as Wood is able to plunder the puck away. Wood shovels it to center ice. Hull's got it, and he fumbles it at his own blue line. Wranglers were ready to pounce onto it, but Hull gets back in time. Here's Azadi in the high slot, holding, shooting off a leg and wide. He has his own rebound, feeds it up top to Whited. He'll hold, delay, fall off balance, and the cross ice feed is picked off by Casey. They'll ship it to the neutral zone. Arcega off the far wall and in. Cross ice pass to Azadi, out in front, deflection from Larsson is turned away by Fuller. And the Ice Wolves pelt it back out to the neutral zone. Wranglers try and come back in, but the pass is picked off by Farmer. Has Gibbons up ahead, but he's offside. 7:27 remains in the second. Well, Ty Azadi has been buzzing so far here tonight. Tonight being his 9th game as a Wrangler. Has 4 multi-point games this season. Most of those coming with Danbury, as that's where he started the season. Azadi 15 points in 45 games on the season. And again, there's a lot to love with him on that line with Rasega and Wood. We saw it on that last shift. Now here comes the Boulanger, Larson, and Miller line. As Wranglers win the face-off, piping in on the left wing. Pass was offline for Miller and ends up going for an icing with 7:16 left in period 2. Verhage piping in, +2 over his last 8 games. Still looking for his first North American Hockey League goal. Has 7 assists on the year. Signed a tender last summer to join the Wranglers. And he's a youngster. Could end up being a staple of the Wrangler blue line for a long, long time. As Pack on the right wing has Larson over center, has some space to move in for a shot that gets blocked. Ice Wolves toss it back to Wrangler territory. No icing as The puck didn't have enough steam. Pack will grab it for the Wranglers. And now Pipinen will heave it through the neutral zone. Again, looking for Miller, but it was away from big number 21. And so here come the Ice Wolves now on the left wing. Pye shut down for the moment. Has Earl on the left wing. Cross-ice feed away from Loxonen. Has it off the wall. Feeds it back to the blue paint. And Gerard, I don't think he knew where it was able to make the save. And freezes with 6:39 on the clock. Afterwards, we get a bit of a scuffle between Pye and Larson. But it is still a 1-1 game here in Albuquerque. We're back in 1 minute here on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with Flex Tech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, Flex Tech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blowgun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
Face off to the left of Gerard, tied at 1 with 6:38 and counting left in the middle frame. Shot from the right wing goes up and over the shoulder of Gerard. Shot from the left goes into traffic off the stick of Smith. Wranglers jumble the puck back out to center ice. Smith skating towards his left, brushes it towards his right for Hugo. Flies into the attacking zone. Right wing shot from the point goes wide of Gerard and over to the near corner. Hugo looks to center. He has a man open on the right circle who feeds it to the high slot for Smith. Scrambles to the left circle for a shot that's kicked away by Gerard. Phillips banks it off the near wall out the center where Smith will volley it back in. Gerard comes out of the cage to play it as Hedquist and Welburn exchange D to D. The alternate captain chips it to the neutral zone where it glances off the stick of Phillips. Fuller out to play it. Lupo came crashing in to try and force a turnover. And now here's Satterdalm pinching it away on the left wing. He'll shoot off a stick. That goes off the stick of Smith and away from Fuller. Battle for it at the red line. Ice Wolves win it. They'll bank it down off the wall. Gerard out of his cage to play it. Wranglers again launch it through the neutral zone where it simmers down onto the stick of Bickler. Sidesteps some pressure. Looks for Waugh in front of the bench. Phillips almost puts him back in there. And the Ice Wolves keep possession as they regroup in their own end. Polumsky whacks it into attacking territory. Pack fields it for the Wranglers. Chips it off the wall to Oleslov, who plays it into open space. Looking for LaFrance. Instead got Farmer. 5 minutes left in the second period. All knotted up at 1. Gerard plays it below the goal line. Feathering it to the left wing where it's held in by Gibbons. He meets O'Rourke, the former hat trick, and the Ice was able to escape. They'll center for Johansson. Wranglers bundle up there and make a defensive stand. Farmer keeps it in at the line for a shot that goes off a stick and over Gerard, settling down in the near corner. Pack will deal it to O'Rourke, his teammate back in Danbury, now his teammate here in Amarillo. Both acquired ahead of the trade deadline. They get out to center. The puck is ripped away from Larson by Gibbons. He'll look to center. Wranglers flag it out of the air. Comes back to the far wall where Oleslov will skate it out to neutral ice. Alexander Oleslov over the attacking line. Puck is stripped off of his stick by Casey. Forward pass away from Ethan Hall for an icing on New Mexico with 4:10 left in the second period. Make sure you stick with us here for the second intermission report. At the end of the second period, we'll recap the first 2 periods of play, look ahead to period number 3, and also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and talk some playoff scenarios for the Wranglers here as they come down the home stretch and what to expect next weekend at the Budweiser bullpen when the Lone Star Brahmas come to town for a 3-game set. Face off on the near circle of the Ice Wolves, zone controlled by New Mexico. Bickler slides it down the right wing. Ice Wolves tap it down. No icing this time as White will retrieve it for the Wranglers. Plays it to Whited on the left wing. has Resega at the red line, but it's sparred away by the stick of de Villiers at the last moment. Resega gets it back, meandering down the left wing for a shot. That goes off the stick of de Villiers and below the goal line. Wood on the wall. Returns it deep into Ice Wolf territory. Azadi throws a check in the near corner, but the Ice Wolves will escape with the puck. Over the red line, it's an exchange to Earl. Tries to cut to the high slot, takes a shot from there that goes into the glove of Gerard with 3:30 left in period 2. New group comes on for the Wranglers. It'll be Miller, Boulanger, and Satterdahlin, the forwards for the Wranglers here. Face off on the near circle of the Wranglers zone. Max Vieten has it, puts it on goal, save Gerard, the rebound is available, and they score. It's Andrew Earl putting it in, and New Mexico has the lead back. It's 2-1. With 3:26 left in the period, Max Vieten puts it on goal. Gerard makes the save, but can't corral the rebound, and Andrew Earl, similar to the way he did last night on the power play, is able to stash it in on the juicy rebounds, and New Mexico has the lead at 2-1. Last time the Ice Wolves scored, the Wranglers rally back in the next 30 seconds to tie the game. See if they can do that here. Bit of a different situation is on that last New Mexico goal. The Wranglers were still on the power play. It looks like it'll be the Phillips, Satterdahlin, Lupo combination on the ensuing faceoff for the Wranglers. Pack and Pipanen are the D pairing. As the goal scorer Earl, who now has goal number 21 on the season, extends his goal scoring streak to 5 straight games, 7 goals in that span. 3 goals so far this weekend. We'll take the faceoff against Satterdahlin as we resume play. And well, scratch that. Earl's going to get tossed. Pye will take it against Satterdahlin. And the faceoff is controlled by the Wranglers. Deep in his own end, it's Pipanen. Whacking it corner to corner for Pack. Crashing on the forecheck is Earl. Wranglers scramble out the center ice. Lupo off the wall, tries to come barreling into the attacking zone. He's cut off by de Villiers. And turnover ensues there. Wranglers with the puck at the left point. Pipanen tries to plug it on goal, but instead de Villiers gets in front. Has Pye into motion. Features for the right wing for a shot. And a save is made by Gerard. The rebound was loose for a split second, but Gerard's able to locate it and freeze with 2:51 left on the clock. The assist on Andrew Earl's 21st goal of the season belong to Max Vieten and Pye. Max Vieten now up to 1 goal and 3 assists in his last 4. Meanwhile, for Andrew Earl, his goal streak extends to 5 games and his point streak climbs up to 7. 9 goals and 2 assists in that span for Andrew Earl. Wranglers in their own ends, toss it out to center. Smith over to the right wing for a dump in. Goes off the backside of a Wrangler and out of play. Osberg trying to rip it in. And now we get a stoppage with 2:36 left in the second. It'll be Larson to take it against Hubbard. William Larson playing in game number 6 in a Wrangler uniform here tonight. Point per game player in Sweden at the beginning of this season and last. Wranglers dump it down into attacking territory. Osberg rolls it around to Smith. Hugo jumps it over to the line, and players converge there. Hubbard met White. Puck available at the Wrangler blue line. LaFrance Plays it forward so Oleslav can skate into it. They'll take a shot in the high slot that's blocked. And the Ice Wolves will whip it back out to center ice. 10 shots on goal for the Wranglers here so far tonight. They have been credited with 1 shot on goal here in the second period. Smith at the left point. Holds it in for New Mexico. Deals it across for Farmer. Puts it on goal where it's gobbled up by Gerard with 1:48 left in period 2. Wranglers trying to tie the game up here before the end of the second period. Wranglers closing out the final game of a 4-game road trip here tonight in Albuquerque. Started in Oklahoma City last weekend. As at the right point, New Mexico keeps it in, but only for a moment. Sparring it through center ice and into New Mexico territory was Noah Wood. Ice Wolves come rumbling down along the left wing. Wood is able to shut that down. It's a puck battle on the near side boards. Goes into the lap of Azadi, who has Wood moving in stride. Wood across for Azadi. Laid offside on the Wranglers, but it's not going to matter as Polumsky frees it from the zone. And now we get an offside on the Ice Wolves with 1:20 left in the period. Wranglers on the road this season have as many wins as they do at home, although Amarillo 9-14-0-1 on the road this season. And for the Ice Wolves, they're at their best when they are in this building. 14-9-1-1 is New Mexico on home ice. As Lupo comes barreling in, looks to center for Phillips, and they just couldn't connect. Lupo has it again, this time in his own end. Dances to the right wing, gains center circle, and rips it into attacking territory, but the Ice Wolves are able to shoulder it down and pelt it back down to Wrangler ice. Pack tries to get it out, hits a stick. Johansson had a chance. Puck spits up to the right point where Max Vietzen keeps it in. Shoots from the right circle, off a stick and wide. Wranglers able to exit the zone. Phillips powers down the right wing. Has some space, gets to the puck, sends it to the blue paints, nobody home. Lupo from the left wing, whacks it over to the right. Satterdahl keeps it in at the points. Wranglers dish it down low. Oleslav stops on a dime and shoots, and it just goes wide. Rebound to Satterdahl. 18 seconds left, he shoots and scores! It's a tip-in out in front, and the Wranglers have tied it at 2. It's the captain out in front, and he's loving every minute of it. Big goal for the Wranglers to close out the second period. They're able to work the puck around. Satterdahl weaves his way into the top of the right circle. Gets it to the goal, and Phillips, able to get a stick on it, was out in front. And that's how you do it. That's how you beat Jackson Fuller. The captain gets the goal for the Wranglers, his 12th of the season from Satterdahl and Oleslav, has us tied at 2. Ice Wolves come crashing in, Pye to the goal, kick save Gerard in the waning moments of the second. 7 seconds to go. Ice Wolves look to center. Gerard puts the paddle down. 2 seconds left, and the second period comes to an end. We are tied at 2 heading into the third. Back and forth game here in New Mexico. Every time the Ice Wolves score, the Wranglers have responded. Twice they've done it tonight. They look to take the lead in the third. Big 2 points on the line. Amarillo not backing down.
Fans, after 2 periods, we are tied 2-2. Shot on goal for Ice Wolves 23-11 for the Wranglers.
That goal for the Wranglers to finish off the period is actually huge. A massive goal by Phillips to tie the game up at 2. You think about this. Ice Wolves, when leading after 2, were a perfect 18-0. That was looking to be the scenario as we headed towards the end of the period, but the Phillips goal now makes it a tie game. And think about this. Ice Wolves, when tied after 2, are 4-6-2-2 this season. Whereas the Wranglers, when tied after 2, are 6-3-1-1. This is a Wrangler kind of game, and they'll look to close it out here in the third period with a big victory in Albuquerque. Coming up next here on the Wranglers Hockey Network, the second intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank. When we come back, we'll recap the first 2 periods of play, take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and talk about what the Wranglers need to do to find their way into the playoff picture, as well as what to expect next weekend at the Budweiser Bullpen, as it is a 3-game set as the defending champion Lone Star Brahmas come to town. We'll talk about what the Brahmas have been up to, especially here tonight as they are in Ector County Coliseum in Odessa, taking on the Jackalopes in a big South Division showdown. All that to come when we return on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Through 2, it's 2-2. Wranglers and the Ice Wolves tied, heading into the third.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with Flex Tech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, Flex Tech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blowgun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
Welcome back to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to Outposts Ice Arenas, where through 2 periods of play, the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves are tied at 2. As I'm Guy Chiarenza, welcoming you in to our second intermission report, presented by Amarillo National Bank. This game has had all kinds of twists and turns, and we're not done yet. We've got an exciting third period coming up in just a couple of moments. But first, let's get to the scoring recap, as we've had 2 goals in each of the first 2 periods, and 1 on either side in each period. And first it was New Mexico getting on the board short-handed. 9:37 into the first period. Toivo Loxonen scores on a steal-in score. J.S. Pack tried to drop the puck off for Cole Satterdalen on the near side of the Wrangler blue line. Loxonen intercepts it, goes to the net, and scores. his third shorthanded goal of the year to give it New Mexico a 1-0 lead. But on that same power play for the Wranglers, they are able to cash in. It's a power play tally from Mark LaFrance, his 5th goal of the season, his 3rd on the power play to tie the team lead with Jacob Miller, as the Wranglers are able to punch it in, as they have the lone assist on that goal right now coming from Will Welburn, although I do think Jacob Miller got a touch on it, as the initial shot was taken by Welburn, pounded it on goal. Miller was kind of just whacking at it, kind of Drew Fuller, easy for me to say, Drew Fuller, out of the crease, the top of the blue paint, where Miller kind of just whacked it over into the blue paint where LaFrance was wide open for the score. And so after 1 period of play, Wranglers have a power play goal, Ice Wolves have a shorthanded goal. We're tied through 1 through 20. To the second period we go, back and forth action. Not a lot of shots credited to the Wranglers in the second period, and I think it's probably less than they actually had. I think there were probably a few shots that the Wranglers did not get credited for in the second period, as the official count is 2. Wranglers are credited with 2 shots on goal in the second period. Meanwhile, the Ice Wolves were credited with 11. So, go figure. Take that with a grain of salt. But, back and forth second period. Gerard made a series of impeccable stops there in the middle frame. The Ice Wolves do punch it in with 3:26 left in the second period. Strange goal. Shot from the left point. Taken by Max Vieten. Puts it on goal. Gerard makes the initial save. He wasn't screened. He saw it, made the save, and just couldn't get the rebound. And it moved into a open area at the top of the blue paint where it just leaked over to the left of Gerard, and Andrew Earl just comes streaking in and bangs the puck in. It's his 21st goal of the season to lead the Ice Wolves and helped his team climb up to a 2-1 lead at that point. So the official score is Earl from Max Vieten and Pye. They had New Mexico up by up 2-1. But can't count out those Wranglers, can you? You just can't count them out. They seem to always have some magic left in the tank. And so there it is. 18 seconds left in the second period. Wranglers putting together a good offensive shift, not backing down before the period's end. Get some good cracks at it. Puck stays in the offensive zone. Satterdahl grabs it in the near corner. Is able to weasel his way to the top of the right circle. Pounds it on goal, and out in front is the captain, Morley Phillips, to redirect it into the back of the net to tie the game up at 2. It's Phillips' 12th goal of the season. That leads the club. It's his 30th point of the year. And the Wranglers, with a huge goal, have tied it at 2. So Phillips, 12th goal of the season. Satterdahl, 13th assist of the year, his 5th as a Wrangler. That has him up at 9 points as a Wrangler, playing in game number 10. He's just been about a point-per-game player ever since joining the club right before the trade deadline. And the secondary assist goes to Alexander Oleslav, who really was playing great on that shift for the Wranglers. One of the reasons why the puck was able to stay in the attacking zone. Oleslav now has assist number 12 in the season with 19 points on the campaign. 2 goals and 4 assists in his last 9 for the 6th-round draft pick of the Wranglers last summer. And so that goal was massive, and you think about why. So if the Wranglers go into the third period of play down by 1, it changes the dynamic. It changes the way the Ice Wolves approach the third period, changes the way the Wranglers approach the third period. New Mexico would have the momentum, of course, being here at home heading into the third. Now, the script is completely flipped. Wranglers have the momentum heading into the third. It's a tie game. They feel like they can win it, which they most certainly can. And here are the numbers. Talked about it before we went to the intermission break. We'll bring it up here again. Ice Wolves, when leading after 2, are a perfect 18-0 this season. And that was where they were headed before the goal from Phillips. But now, tied after 2, things looking a little bit more bleak for the Ice Wolves. 4-6, 2-2 when tied after 2 this season. Meanwhile, the Wranglers, when tied after 2, 6-3, 1-1. Yeah, this game has really taken a turn in favor of the Wranglers. And it all starts with that line of I guess that combination of Satterdahl and Phillips, who have really just gelled ever since Satterdahl came to town. And whether it's been Oleslav on that line, Lupo, last night we saw Rasega there at times. Seems like whoever's on that line with those two just seems to click. And Olafson's one of those players where you can really slide him anywhere into the lineup, and he's going to play really well. Oleslav, of course, getting the secondary assist on that goal. And the Wranglers somehow find a way. And so that sets the stage for an exciting third period here in Albuquerque. Look for more of the same from the Wranglers here in period 3. Look for them to try and get more shots on goal on Fuller here in the third period. Again, I think that the shot count for 2 in the second period is pretty low. I think if I had to guess, there were probably more shots that the Wranglers got on goal that weren't actually credited. So again, take that with a grain of salt. But look for them to try and get more pucks on net in the third period. And they figured out how to solve Jackson Fuller here tonight. You get bodies out in front, you get sticks out in front, you make it difficult for him, and the puck is going to find a way into the back of the net. It's done it twice here so far this evening. That's how you beat him, and that has to be the Wranglers' agenda here in the third period as they look to take the lead and escape Albuquerque with 2 points. Speaking of 2 big points on the line, we'll talk about what it means in terms of the playoff picture. We'll also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard on the other side of the break, as it is the Wranglers 2 and the Ice Wolves 2 through 2 periods of play. We're back in just a moment after a word from our local sponsors as the second intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank rolls on.
Down to Hooters, have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Your ordinary jobs deserve extraordinary quality. Skip the big box and save with FlexTech and Austin Hose. With crush-resistant fittings and superior resistance to abrasion, weather, ozone, and oil, FlexTech water hoses provide outstanding strength at a value that washes the competition away. And be sure to make those ordinary jobs that much easier with our vast selection of Quick Connect fittings. And now, take simplicity one step further with the Dixon Constant Flow Nozzle. Simply twist the nozzle head to adjust from a wide to long spray pattern to tackle any job. And it's internally sealed for easy installation, leak-free handling, and true water shutoff. Rated up to 300 PSI, FlexTech air hoses provide the durability and cost efficiency of PVC with a look and feel that simulates the flexibility of a traditional rubber hose. Pair your FlexTech air hose with the Milton blow gun, and even your toughest jobs are an absolute breeze. So when you're tired of the ordinary, put FlexTech to the test. Call Austin Hose today.
When you know where you're going, you do what it takes to move forward. For me, that means money in the bank, saving cash. So this is my ride, my granddad's old truck.
Saving is cool again, especially with fantastic rates and free checking at A&B.
Thanks, Pop Pop.
No, it's it's me, the A&B guy. Amarillo National Bank. Amarillo before bank.
We want to help you thrive no matter what stage of life you're in. Your prescription for well-being starts at United Supermarkets, where your neighborhood pharmacists are here to give you the care you need when you need it. From expert consultation to personalized care and all your wellness essentials, and giving you your best shot at prevention with immunizations, we understand that every step towards health is a step towards happiness. So whether you're picking up or we're dropping off, we're here for you.
AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet, we don't have any phones, we have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
We're about set to start the third period of play here in Albuquerque as the Wranglers and the Ice Wolves are tied at 2 after 2 periods of play. Guy Chiarenza welcoming you back to Albuquerque as we finish off the second intermission report presented by Amarillo National Bank. So let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on around the South Division. Wranglers seemingly not getting any help from their division foes here tonight, as the El Paso Rhinos have a 4-2 lead over the Oklahoma Warriors. With under 5 minutes to go at Blazers Ice Center over there. Wranglers rooting for a Rhinos loss. Doesn't look like they're going to get it unless Oklahoma makes a big comeback in the final 5 over at Ector County Coliseum. What a shocker here. And I don't say that with, irony or anything or any kind of sarcasm. What a shock. The Odessa Jackalopes have a 3-0 lead over the Lone Star Brahmas with 10 minutes left in the third. And the Wranglers thought that they might get some help from the defending champions, who only have 10 regulation losses this season. Currently sitting in first place in the South Division. Doesn't look like they're going to get it. Odessa leads by 3 with goals from Smith and Tavare. Tavare's got 2. We'll see Lone Star at home next weekend. Meanwhile, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays and the Shreveport Mudbugs are in the second intermission, with the Mudbugs leading 2-1 over in that game. Of course, you can watch those over on NATV, but I encourage you to stick with us here, as this third period is going to be quite exciting. So, quickly, let's talk about what the playoff picture looks like right now. Wranglers 8 points out of the final playoff spot, which is currently held by Colorado. Wranglers do have 3 games left on their schedule against the Grit, and they do have 2 games in hand. Tonight's game is one of them. So, Amarillo with a win here tonight would be able to inch 6 points back of Colorado, and of course if they sweep those 3 games, that 3-game set against Colorado, which actually is 2 in Greeley later in the month, and then 1 on the final game of the regular season, the Wranglers could catch up to the Grit, and they would win that tiebreaker due to head-to-head. So could be an exciting finish to the regular season, but Wranglers trying to pick up 2 big points here to make that a reality. So the Wranglers need to win at least one of those games in hand. They got a chance to do it here tonight, as both squads are back out there to start the third period of play. Talk about what to expect when the Lone Star Brahmas come to town later on in the third period, as the Wranglers wearing white jerseys with blue numbers and professional red trim will skate from right to left. Ice Wolves wearing black jerseys with yellow numbers and red and turquoise mixed in will skate from left to right. As the puck is dropped to start the third period, Ice Wolves come diving in. It's Pye. Drop pass, Loxon in a try, and sprawling out to make a block was Satterdahlin. Osberg on the right wing. Another try for New Mexico. Kick, save, rebound, score! Gerard couldn't get across in time. And it is Sean Smith making it 3-2 New Mexico, just 16 seconds into the third period of play. It was a valiant effort from Gerard. Made the initial save. Unfortunately, the rebound was angled to the right wing for a shot by Smith. That's a tall task for any goaltender. And again, Gerard tried his best, but just couldn't get there. In between the right arm and the pad. Mexico's third of the night has them up by 1. Smith has got his first goal of the season, and it's actually his first goal in the North American Hockey League, playing in his 51st game this season. And we'll see if the Wranglers can respond for the 3rd time tonight. It's Smith from Loxonen and Osberg in the first 16 seconds of the third period that has New Mexico ahead for the 3rd time tonight. A lot of hockey left to be played, as Anthony White and William Larson help put the puck in on Fuller, who releases it from his glove to keep play rolling, although I believe they did blow the whistle, but crowd noise a bit loud at the moment as they announce the goal from Smith. Face-off will be to the right of Fuller. Larson will take it with Ollis Lump to his left and the France to his right. And looks like I'm actually going to move it to the far circle. Larson wins the face-off. Quick shot from the right point, steered away by the blocker of Fuller. Anthony White with the try, feels the puck in his own end on the New Mexico clear. quick pass. LaFrance is in. On the right wing, delays to Olislav. Taps it down deeper. LaFrance looks to center. Shot from White is blocked by Smith. He moves into motion down the right wing. Smith, drop pass, Pye, shoots, save Gerard. He eats it up in the opening minute of the third period, keeping it a 3-2 game. So after a really good series of chances for the Wranglers at one end, Smith takes it in flight, looking for his second North American Hockey League on the other. Drops it off for Pye, and Gerard makes a huge stop. Keep it a one-goal game, 53 seconds into the third. Wranglers have control out the face-off. Wellburn behind the net. Steers it along the far side wall to Azadi at center. They'll tap it down deeper. Rasega on the forecheck. He's able to weasel away from Bickler. Noah Wood helping out. Ice Wolves somehow able to weasel their way away as Gibbons over the red line chips it to the near corner of the Wranglers zone. Wellburn knocks it down the right wing for Azadi. Tries to brush it to Satterdahl, but Gibbons is there to intercept. Accidentally skated out of the zone, so just dumps it down as New Mexico gets a change. Meanwhile, stretch pass to Rasega connects. He'll leave it for Azadi. Return pass to Rasega beneath the left circle. He gets mobbed by 3 Ice Wolves and now heads to the bench. Meanwhile, Satterdahl on the forecheck sees the puck pried out of his grasp by DeVilliers. Second-year man for New Mexico, slips it up to the neutral zone. As running through is Johansson. On the right wing, looks for Waugh. Puck is swiped away by Boulanger. Max Vieten will snatch it off his own end wall and drop it off for DeVilliers. He's slinging off the near wall and out to center. Satterdahl has possession, grinding his way to the right wing and gets tumbled into the Ice Wolf bench. Meanwhile, Boulanger, right circle shot. Save made by Fuller. Satterdahl back on the play. Tries to get the puck on the left wing. Squirming out the center is Liam Waugh. He turns it over to Boulanger. Boulanger skates over the red line. In center red and chips it in. Wranglers get a line change. As on comes the Larson line. Ice Wolves feed it to the left wing. Dump in from Hugo. Angle to Gerard. He swishes it over to the near corner for Whited. He looks to connect with Miller on the left wing as the puck scrambles back out to center. Ice Wolves rattle it into the rafters. Just 6 seconds, under 3 minutes gone by here in the third. Olislav, Larson, and LaFrance will be the line that takes this face-off at center circle. Larson going up against Stanley Hubbard. And off that face-off, Hubbard is able to step in front of the puck. He plugs it to the near corner. White will chase after it for the Wranglers. Able to get a tap on it to Whited, who takes a check from Hubbard. And is able to escape with the puck. Has LaFrance on the run into attacking territory. LaFrance to the right wing for a shot. Save, rebound is punched away from the net by Olislav. Ice Wolves got a flurry of sticks in there, able to make the defensive stop. Wranglers not backing down. As Larson trying to go off for a line change. Sees the puck whirl by him as the Wranglers angle it to the left wing looking for Olislav. Goes onto the tape of Bickler. Drives down deeper. Scooped it off his own end wall for Farmer. And New Mexico is able to skate out to center ice. It's Nyam Pye over the red line. Arcing it to the goal line where Gerard slows it down. O'Rourke throws a check on the end wall. And we get a whistle. It looks like a penalty here. With 16:09 left in the third. I think they're going to get O'Rourke here for a boarding call. Well, it's not boarding, but Wranglers go to the penalty kill here. Just a second penalty against Amarillo here tonight. The official call ends up being high sticking, and now the Ice Wolves have a chance to add to their lead. New Mexico on a 4-game win streak, trying to make it 5. And a good chance to do it here on the power play is Morley Phillips will take the face-off to the left of Gerard. Off the face-off, Pye darts to the high slot. Leaves it for Osberg. One-timer off the crossbar. At the left point, Mox Vieten to try, deflected out in front of Gerard and wide of the cage. Might have hit the Wrangler netminder as Earl centers from behind the net. Wranglers pick it away, and Boulanger filters it down the length of the ice for a Wrangler clear. Penalty killers on the ice right now for Amarillo. Phillips, Pipinen, Boulanger, and Pack. As the Ice Wolves try and come in on the left wing, passes away from Pye. Pack tries to get it at the end wall. A bundle of bodies converges there. Pye is able to wiggle away from it at the goal line, shoots, high riser, off the mask of Gerard. Looks like he might be trying to shake it off, but it stays on, and the Wranglers clear on the ensuing sequence. And now Gerard adjusts his mask as play rolls on. 1:05 left on the penalty to O'Rourke. Again, the Ice Wolves try and come in on the left side. They'll angle it to the near corner. As crashing in is Gibbons, working against Hedquist. Puck at the line. De Villiers holds, feeds it to Bickler. Long shot, fought off by the blocker of Gerard. The rebound to Satterdahlin over the red line. Short-handed, tries to power towards the net. Puck is knifed away at the last moment. Wranglers keep possession, though, as Miller able to meander his way through center ice. Wranglers shaving off valuable time for New Mexico, as now they will heave at the length of the ice for a clear. 30 seconds left on New Mexico's power play. Ice Wolves again in on the left side. They dump it down. On the end wall, piping in, tries to send it barreling out, and does. Bickler can't keep it in. 15 seconds left on New Mexico's power play. Wranglers' penalty kill so far tonight has gone 1 for 1, although that first sequence was just 15 seconds long. Ice Wolves rattle it around to the near half wall where Pipinen meets Gibbons. Ice Wolves dig to keep it in as Casey jockeys with Phillips. It's another successful kill for the Wranglers, and this time takes a full 2 minutes. Back to 5-on-5. As out of the box comes O'Rourke. Gibbons being pressured on the near point. Able to slip it by. Down low to Bickler. Out in front, Gerard sprawling, trying to keep it out. Ice Wolves to the crease, and Gerard still trying to locate it. Can't get a paw on the puck as the whistle doesn't come. Wranglers jam it to the near wing and out to center. Somehow they survive. It's Waugh on the right wing, flinging it in on goal to Gerard. He swishes it to Pack on the right wing. Goes careening into the corner, being aggressively pressured by Polomsky. Those two take a couple jabs at each other. Pack and Polomsky going at it. Puck comes back to Pack in the far corner. And Polomsky tries to quickly swoop in and steal it away. Pack able to hang on. Delivered to Pipinen, who filters it to the neutral zone for Azadi. Leaves it for a right wing shot by Wood, well over the cage. Azadi keeps it in on the left wing at the point. Needed some help but didn't get it. Puck came out to center ice and Lupo will tattoo it back down. New Mexico comes back out to center ice. It's Polomsky chipping it to the near corner. Anthony White gets there for the Wranglers, and he'll lob it out of play with 12:45 left in the third. Face off to the right of Gerard. Noah Wood will take it for the Wranglers. Missed last week in Oklahoma. Good to see him back in the lineup, as Noah Wood has 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 4. He's booted out of the circle for Ty Azadi. You know, it seems like every time we go to a face-off, I try and say something nice about the guy who's going to take the face-off. He just gets booted out. So now it's Azadi for the Wranglers, who try and power out of their own end on this next sequence. The surge to center ice gets nipped at the red line, and the Ice Wolves grind down the right wing. Bickler comes to a halt thanks to Patrick Whited, who lifts it up ahead as Resega moves into action. Right wing feed, shot by Azadi, turned away by the blocker of Fuller, but wasn't going to matter as the play was offside. Now afterwards, skirmish behind the play. Azadi wrapped up by Hubbard. Stanley Hubbard, big frame, 6'6", 201 pounds. Zadi, 5'11", 165. And it looks like Zadi going back to the bench. Still barking words at Hubbard. As the Wranglers will get a line change in here. 12:27 left in the third period here. As the Larson, LaFrance, and Olislov line will step out. And Larson will take the face-off. Pye wins it for New Mexico. They'll scoot it off the near side wall and into Wrangler territory. Loxonen doing the heavy lifting. Bangs it around behind the net, giving chase is Andrew Earl with a goal so far here tonight. Hedquist knocks it over to the far wall in search of LaFrance. Arm is in the air, delayed penalty. It's going to go against the Wranglers. Ice Wolf center, it's away from Loxonen out in front. Puck in the corner as Phillips make that Wellburn touches up. And the Ice Wolves are going back to the power play. Call is going to go against Mark LaFrance. I believe high sticking was the call, and so Wranglers look to put together another successful penalty kill. Remember last night the Wranglers were down by 1 and New Mexico really threw the dagger into the Wranglers' comeback chances with a power play goal. As it is a high sticking call on LaFrance. Face-off will be to the left of Gerard. Wranglers are 2 for 2 on the PK so far tonight. Puck goes to the half wall. Satterdahlin tries to rip it out. Held in by the glove of Osborne. Stashes it down, looking for Earl. Piping and gets in front. Wranglers clear thanks to an active stick from Satterdahlin. Penalty killers for the Wranglers on the ice right now. Miller, Satterdahlin, piping in and Pack. 2 forwards, 2 D. As those 2 forwards get to work in the neutral zone, Miller is tripped up. No call as the Ice Wolves dig down deep into the near corner. Players box up there. Pye able to escape. Works his way to the high slot. Feeds it left wing for Max Featon. He'll skate in and shoot. And sprawling out for the block was Satterdahlin. He's able to jam it out to center ice. Has Miller on the move. Miller works it down as deep as he can. 50 seconds gone by on the New Mexico power play. Gibbons glides down the right wing, surges to the left, pass across, Earl to the middle, and Gerard gets a stick on it to break up the centering feed. It was intended for Bickler as the Ice Wolves keep it in. DeVilliers down to the near half wall. Looks over his options, has Earl down low. Behind the net, looks to center. Wranglers get a stick on it. Jumbles up to the left point where Bickler keeps it in. From high to low and around the net, Hedquist will clear as he sails it through center ice and back down to Ice Wolf ice. 35 seconds left on the penalty to France as Casey skates it over the red line. Drifts towards his right, leaves it for Gibbons. Return pass down low at the goal line. Hales center, up top to DeVilliers. They'll backhand it into the glove of Gerard, who leaps up to smother it with 10:20 left in the third. Ice Wolves lead it by 1, 3-2 is the score. Wranglers on the penalty kill here, as they wanted to go to a media timeout here in house, but you can't go to a timeout during a penalty, so keep it here. Face off on the near circle. Polomsky will take the face off against Satterdahlin. And off that face-off, puck goes to the corner. Polomsky tries to swoop out behind the net. On the backhand, delivers up top. One-timer, Mox feeds in. Blocked by his own man in Waugh. Now Farmer down low looking for Waugh. Ended up missing his own man, and the Wranglers on the free puck are able to fire it down and clear. And that'll do it for the penalty to LaFrance. Wranglers are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill tonight. Locks feet in, over the red line. Takes a shot at Wrangler blue. He's over the cage and play is blown dead on an offside with 9:48 left in the third. Now we can take our media timeout as it's New Mexico 3 and Amarillo 2 with 9:48 left in the third. We're back in 1 minute on the Wranglers Hockey Network here in Albuquerque.
AMA Techtail is just first rate. We had a flood here last year. We don't have any internet. We don't have any phones. We have nothing. By the time I got from my house to downtown, AMA Techtail already had a crew of men there. I can't imagine doing business without AMA Techtail. They're that important.
Y'all, I finished the cereal yesterday, and today the box is full again. Same with the milk. Yesterday this was basically empty, and today it's full again too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's wild.
Must be magic.
No lines, no waiting. Just quick and convenient grocery shopping. It's not magic, it's delivery from United Supermarkets.
Wranglers down only by one. One-goal games have been their bread and butter this season as they win the neutral zone face-off. Whitehead skates to the red line, plugs it up ahead for LaFrance. And we get a whistle as Whitehead was checked behind the play, although I believe it was blown dead. We went offside. We're back to the Wranglers' ability to win one-goal games in games that end with the difference being one goal. The Wranglers are at their best. Amarillo in such situations this season are 9-3, 1-3 this year. And on the road, they are 6-1, 0-1 in one-goal games. And it seems like that's where we're headed here tonight. Wranglers still trying to mount the comeback, trying to respond for the third time here tonight. Ice Wolves up 3-2. Play moves to the near corner of the Ice Wolves zone. Olislov right in the thick of it. Seems to be when he's at his best. Wins the board battle. Locates Larson on the wall. Tries to weasel away from the pressure. Returns it to Olislov. Grinds behind the net. On his forehand centers. Larson a shot. Just high and wide. Rebound comes to Waugh. Tries to clink it out of the zone. Wranglers pressure. Keeps it in. Olislov again. Right in the middle. Keeping the play alive for the Wranglers. The Swede digging deep, but the Ice Wolves are able to swarm him and take the puck away. They'll launch it to center where it's gloved down by Pack. Puck ends up onto the tape of Larson as he gains the red line and chucks it in. And the puck hit a skate on a New Mexico player that was trying to get off for a line change. So we get a whistle here, and it's going to be a too-many-men penalty on New Mexico. That's a big break for Amarillo. Ice Wolves were trying to go off for a change. It looks like they're going to talk this over. The initial call on the ice looked like it was going to be too many men. Wranglers are already sending out the first power play unit. But it looks like they really want to talk this over. So discussion going on at the scorers table between our three-man officiating crew. Again, our referee tonight is Mr. Stace with Hopkins and Edling as the two linesmen. And they're taking a good amount of time to talk this over with 8:39 left in the third period. 3-2 score. Wranglers already have a power play goal here tonight. This could be a real game changer. Looks like the two captains, Hall and Phillips, will get a word. And it will be a penalty on New Mexico. Stanley Hubbard will serve it. Amarillo to the power play. It's their first power play since late in the first period, and that one only lasted 15 seconds. Now the Wranglers have a chance to tie the game. With one power play goal so far tonight, they are 1 for 3. They look to make it 2 for 4. Larson will take the face-off. As the first power play unit is out there, Satterdahl, Phillips, Pack, Resega, and Larson. 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. Face-off on the near circle. Ice Wolves have it. They get it out of the zone as Pack can't get a glove on it to keep the play in the attacking end. The Wranglers will start from the deep end, and Gerard will leave it for Pack. The Augsburg commit escapes up right down Broadway, gains his own blue line and drops it off for that slingshot play, this time to Resega. On the left wing, pads it off the end wall, right on goal to Fuller, who freezes with 1:36 left on the Wrangler power play. That same unit stays out there. It'll be Larson to take the face-off against Polumsky. Ice Wolves penalty killers are Smith, Polumsky, Bickler, and Johansson. We get a false start out the face-off, so we'll do it again. Only adds to the suspense here tonight. Fans in attendance getting very confident here right now. There's still a lot of hockey left to be played, and I don't think they realize that their team is on the penalty kill. Puck is dropped. Ice Wolves win the face-off. Pack, again, can't keep the play alive on the left point. The Wranglers have to revert back to their own zone. .40 seconds gone off the Wrangler power play. Pack comes in on the left side. Backhands it around the net to Phillips in the far corner. It's met by Smith, who rips it out of the zone for another New Mexico clear. It looks like the Wranglers are going to get a line change in here, as on comes the second unit. Pack stays out there. He's the puck carrier. Rushes it to the right wing for Satterdahlin. Lances off his skate awkwardly, and Pack is trying to go to the bench, but has to stay out there as New Mexico once again pelts it in for a clear. Now Pack to the left wing has Pipinen. Now he gets off, and Wellburn steps on. Meanwhile, Pipinen cruising down the left wing. Sees the play shut down as it's whistled dead for a Wrangler offside. 42 seconds left on the Wrangler power play. It'll be a neutral zone face-off on the near side of the Ice Wolf blue line. Here on the second unit, watch out for Oleslov. Leads the team in power play assists with 4 as he brushes it back to the defenseman Wellburn off the face-off victory. And Wellburn will retreat back behind Gerard. Get a lay of the land. Feed it to the right wing for LaFrance. And he's got some speed. LaFrance starts down the left wing on his backhand. Looks to center. Instead plays it around the net to the right point for Wellburn. Wellburn, a screecher from there. Fought off by the blocker of Fuller. Now Pipinen on the left wing. Feeds it up top. Wellburn a drive. Wide and into the grasp of Fuller. The Ice Wolf netminder is able to nab it. And shut play down with 10 seconds left on the Wrangler power play. A line change in for Amarillo, and it looks like they're anticipating the power play to expire. They send out the Wood, Izadi, and Rasega line. Pipinen and Pack are the 2 blue liners. The only player to stay out there for this sift that was on the last one is Pipinen. As off the faceoff, he's got it for a shot. It's blocked by Loxonen. Puck plops down in the far corner, and the Ice Wolves will twist it through center, and that'll be the end of the Wrangler power play. Wranglers come up empty-handed. Still a 3-2 New Mexico lead. Rasega weaves his way through center. Bounces to the right wing, drops it off for Wood. Snap shot gets blocked. Rasega has the rebound. Turning away from the pressure in the far corner. Wranglers muscle it to the end wall where play comes to a halt. Bodies converge. Puck is squiggled over to the near corner and now plugged over to the far as Andrew Earl takes a check and has Pye on the move. Leaves it for DeVilliers, who finds Loxonen on the right wing. Looks to center for Pye, but chucked the pass into his skates, so he has to dig down deep. Goes behind the net, swoops around the horn. From the far corner, Pye looks to center, off a leg, and into the open arms of Gerard. He freezes with 5:51 left in the third period as that brings us to our final media timeout of the night. We'll find out if the Wranglers can come back here in Albuquerque on the other side of the break. It's New Mexico 3 and Amarillo 2. We're back in 30 seconds here on the Wranglers Hockey Network.
Have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
against the Texas Brahmas in a best-of-3 series.
It's crunch time for the Wranglers. Down by 1, 5:51 left in the third period. 3-2 is your score in favor of New Mexico. While the Ice Wolves have outshot the Wranglers 27-14 to this point, it only takes one shot for the Wranglers to tie the game. And it seems like these moments are when they're at their best. Can they find a way to do it again? We're about to find out. Face off to the right of Gerard. Satterdon will take it. He's won it for his club as Whited skates it out to center. Quickly exchanges with Lupo. Takes a shot from the left wing that goes off the glove of Fuller to the right side. Anthony White tries to dangle to the high slot. Just lost a hand on it at the last moment, but is able to guide it to the near corner for Phillips. They'll throw it back to the far wing for Satterdalen, leaving it for Lupo. Ice Wolves were able to jam it out to center, thanks to a good effort from Casey and Gibbons. Wranglers come back into the attacking zone. Whited a bomb, goes wide of the net, and onto the tape of Hull. Able to spear it forward. Not much more. Wranglers shut him down in front of their own bench. Puck goes to the near wall as Lupo tries to free it from the zone. Ice Wolves keep it in as Gibbons flags it down to Gerard. He paddles it down with his stick by batting it out of the air. We're into the final 5 minutes here in the third period. Ice Wolves have possession, up by 1. Andrew Earl on the near wall of the Wranglers zone. Flicks it down deeper. Puck zings up to the high slot to Earl. He is bodied up by Satterdalen. Earl tries to take a shot. Wranglers block it. And now they will send the puck out of their own end. Osberg from the right wing. Rolls it in on Gerard. He'll leave it for Welburn, who on his forehand relays it up looking for Phillips. Wide of the captain. Ice Wolves have the puck. Keep an eye on Gerard here. 4:22 left in the third. Puck pops up into the glove of Gerard, and he is able to snatch it and freeze with 4:19 on the clock. It's been a good game for Charles-Antoine Gerard. Faceoff will be to his left. Larson will take it. Ice Wolves will win it. Max Vieten from the line. Plugs it to the left wing. Away from Johansson. Glove down by Welburn. Pitches it up ahead to LaFrance. Wranglers have speed. Cross ice feed is broken up by the stick of Polomsky. Now gliding down the right side is Waugh, being defended well by Hedquist. Wranglers have possession. They'll roll it up to LaFrance on the right side. He's quickly swarmed by Max Vieten and Johansson. They'll filter the puck down below the goal line, where emerging from there is Polomsky. He arcs it to the Wrangler blue line, where it plops onto the tape of Waugh. Stashes down off the end wall. Bouncing puck. Creeps its way to the near corner. From low to high, the Wranglers get in front. Piping in, able to spear it out to center, and the Ice Wolves will bang it right back in. 3:22 left in the third. Amarillo with possession. Keep an eye on Ryan Seavey, the Wranglers coach here tonight, and Charles-Antoine Gerard. Puck moves its way in on Gerard, who leaves it for Pipinen. Pack on the right wing. Leaves it for Pipinen. Feeds it to the left wing, out of the reach of Miller. No icing. Fuller comes out to play it. He'll leave it for Farmer. On the right wing, bodies collide. Satterdalen's there for the Wranglers, trying to keep the puck in the zone. A valiant effort. Keeps it there as it's left for Whited. Snap shot, kick, save, rebound was there for Miller, and he couldn't punch it in. Gerard still in the net as the puck is lifted through center ice. 2:38 left in the third. Ice Wolves up by 1. Anthony White grinds his way to center. He'll unload it by chucking it to the end wall. Gerard remains as the Ice Wolves again clear out to center ice. Now it's Miller entering the attacking zone. Stops on the dime of the high slot and gets checked off the puck. Loxtonen's there in the neutral zone, flinging it up ahead for Pye. He's cut off by Wood. Wranglers hacking and whacking away on the far wall. Just a touch over 2 minutes left in the third. Ice Wolves streak towards the net. Loxtonen fakes a one-timer on the left circle, and the Wranglers are able to pump it back to center ice. From the red line, Smith turns it over to Wood. They'll come barreling in with Resega. Over the attacking line, Daniel shoots, goes off a stick of Osberg and wide. Gerard stays in the cage. 1:46 left in the third, as the Ice Wolves again are able to clear. Now it's a turnover. Loxonen cutting to the goal, and Pack makes the defensive stand. Puck behind Gerard. Johansson rolls it over to the far side half wall for Loxonen. Wranglers get possession back. Satterdahlin floats it to the left wing for Rasega. Gerard to the bench. 1:24 left on the clock as the Wranglers enter the attacking zone. On the right wing, they try and hem it in. Pack, with a great effort, does just that. Puck goes to the far corner where the Ice Wolves will flip it into the rafters with 73 seconds left in regulation. The net is open for the Wranglers. Extra attacker on the ice right now. It's a 6-on-5 situation. Phillips, Larson, Lupo, Satterdahlin, Pipinen, and Pack are your Wranglers on the ice right now. And it looks like we have a timeout called here. I believe it was the Wranglers that called it, and it was. So Ryan Seavey, Wranglers assistant coach, acting as the bench boss here tonight. In the absence of Corey Waltek, is giving his big guns a rest here. With 1:13 left on the clock. Ice Wolves scored first. Wranglers rallied back with a goal from LaFrance on the power play to tie the game up at 1. Every time New Mexico has scored to this point, the Wranglers have responded. See if they can do it for a third time here tonight, as, again, New Mexico took the lead. 3:26 left in the second period. Amarillo tied it in that same period with 18 seconds left on the clock. In the third period, Ice Wolves scored again to make it a 3-2 game, which is where we stand now, 16 seconds into period 3. Ice Wolves have been clinging to that lead ever since. And the Wranglers will look to tie again for the third time tonight. They've been resilient so far. They have been gritty. They have been physical. They have found a way to stay in this game. And in a critical moment in the contest and in their season, can the Wranglers find a way again to send a Saturday thriller to overtime? Same 6 that were on the ice before the timeout remain out for the Wranglers. Net empty. Phillips wins the faceoff. Puck up for grabs in the high slot. Spits over to the left wing. Pat keeps it alive. Looks for LaFrance as the puck churns around to the right point. Rasega keeps it in. Turns it over, though, on the right wing. The Ice Wolves lob it through center ice. And it is an icing with 53.7 seconds left. And the fans on their seat, fans out of their seats and on their feet as the faceoff comes into Wrangler territory. Or into Ice Wolf territory. Face off to the right of Fuller. Rasega tries to power towards the net. Puck stays in the near corner. They move from low to high to Pack. Flips it down low. Behind the net is Phillips. Taps it over to Olislov at the right point. Pack across. Rasega at the line. Pack a shot into the glove of Fuller with 32.6 left in regulation. Same personnel stays on for Amarillo. .6 on the clock. Larson against Earl on the near circle. Larson wins it cleanly. The Pack at the left point, moves it across. Satterdahlin one-timer, kick save. Fuller. Puck stays in the zone. Pack keeps the play alive. On the left wing has Rasega, spinning like a turnstile. Returns to Pack. At the line. Pack to Rasega, left wing shot, it's blocked. Stays in the zone. Pack can't keep it in. Ice Wolves jab it down, and no icing. 8 seconds to go. Wranglers gotta hurry. Rasega up to Satterdahlin, over the line. Toe drag shot, kick save, Fuller, and the Ice Wolves win 3-2. Wranglers did all they could, but it just wasn't enough. New Mexico guts it out. They win it 3-2 in a back and forth affair here in New Mexico. Coming up next year on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we'll wrap this one up here from Albuquerque as we look ahead to next weekend's 3-game set at the bullpen against Lone Star. Once again, your final score, New Mexico 3 and Amarillo 2.
Have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Work. It means getting up early and getting on the road. It takes commitment, perseverance, and grit. You always get the job done. That's why at UniFirst, we provide the uniforms and services you need to work harder, smarter, and safer. We always deliver. Because you always deliver.
Final score here at Outposts Ice Arenas. It is the New Mexico Ice Wolves taking this contest 3-2, and they win the season series 4-0. Guy Chiarenza here on the post-game report. Tough pill to swallow for the Wranglers here this weekend. They come up empty-handed here in 2 games where I actually really like the Wranglers' effort here this weekend, and they go up against a New Mexico team that has a red-hot goaltender in Jackson Fuller. Gets shut out last night. Come back with an excellent response here tonight, and it still wasn't enough. And this was a game that I felt like really could have gone either way. And unfortunately for the Wranglers, it ends up going into the hands of the Ice Wolves, who have now won 5 straight games, and the Wranglers, with a sweep against them this weekend, are now losers of their last 2. It's really a game of minute detail, isn't it? I mean, there are so many minor points in this game where you can point and say, if that doesn't happen, then maybe this happens. But I think at the end of the day, this was just a really close game between 2 good teams. And, credit to the Wranglers tonight. They played their hearts out. This is a team that's fighting for the playoffs. They did not back down. And unfortunately, the score ends up going against them as the Wranglers answered the Ice Wolves twice once they scored here in this game, but they could not do it a third. As New Mexico opened the scoring on a shorthanded goal from Toivo Loxonen. 9:37 left in the first period. Loxonen's able to intercept a drop pass, and the Wranglers see Loxonen go the other way and score to make the 1-0 New Mexico lead. But on that same power play, the Wranglers aren't able to score, so that kind of negates that goal from Loxonen, as it's a power play tally from Mark LaFrance and Will Welburn that gets the Wranglers scoring started here tonight, coming just 30 seconds after the shorthanded goal from Loxonen. And that was the only goals in the first period. We were tied at 1 after 1, and we're tied at 2 after 2. Ice Wolves again score to take the lead, to make it 2-1 with 3:26 left in the second period. It's Andrew Earl from Andre Moxvitan and Nyam Pai. Odd goal, as it's a shot from the line. Gerard makes the save, but couldn't quite hang on to the rebound as it leaked out to his left. Swooping in like a falcon was Andrew Earl for his 21st goal of the season to make it 2-1 Ice Wolves. Wranglers responded, though, with a big-time goal from the captain, Satterdahlin, able to squirm his way to the top of the right circle for a shot on goal that goes off the stick of Phillips and behind Fuller to make it a 2-2 game. And that was a big goal, because it tied the game going into the third period, and it gave the Wranglers momentum, and New Mexico did exactly the thing that they needed to do, and the worst thing that could have happened to the Wranglers in that moment is that momentum was sucked away 16 seconds into the third period, as the crowd was rejuvenated with a goal from Sean Smith. His first goal in the North American Hockey League comes off of a rebound off the right pad of Gerard. Shot was taken by Loxonen, who ends the night with a goal and assist. And New Mexico ends up hanging on to that 3-2 lead for the victory. And, yeah, again, credit to the Wranglers. They tried everything they could here tonight. They left it all on the line. In a playoff-like atmosphere, Amarillo came to play, and they just fell short. There is still enough time for the Wranglers to turn this thing around and make the playoffs, but time is running out for Amarillo, and of course this weekend's outcome doesn't help. As checking on a final score in Odessa, see if the Wranglers got any help from the Lone Star Brahmas. They did not. Jackalopes win that one 4-1, and so we're going to see the defending champions back at the Budweiser bullpen next weekend, and it really feels like the Wranglers got to win 2 out of those 3 if they want a realistic shot at the playoffs. And we'll see if they can get it done. I like the way the Wranglers played here this weekend. If they can do that at home in the bullpen against the defending champs, I really like their chances, but they're going to go up against another really good goaltender in Ryan Cameron, who seems to lead every single goaltender in every single category so far this season. So the biggest test is yet to come for the Wranglers, but if they play like this at home next weekend, I'd really like their chances to take 2 out of 3 against Lone Star. And so it's a big docket on tap next weekend. Friday night, 55 and free night. Seniors get in for free. Of course, those being 55 and older. Just show your ID at the box office. On Saturday night, it is hockey and hot rods night. Check out the cool cars on the concourse. And keep in mind, on Friday and Saturday, Wranglers wearing specialty jerseys. You can bid on those at the auction at the end of Saturday's game, but you have to be present. And on Sunday, St. Patrick's Day celebration. Head on over to the Amarillo Ice Ranch. The game will start at 3. Pre-game party over to the Ice Ranch. Skate for $5. Green beers. Tons of fun stuff for the whole family. That is from 12 to 2. And so that is what's on the tap for next weekend as the Wranglers look to regroup after 2 losses here in Albuquerque. Once again, your final score, New Mexico 3 and Amarillo 2. Ice Wolves outshoot the Wranglers 29-16. As I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long. We'll see you next weekend at the bullpen as the Wranglers head back to the Yellow City and try and take some games against the defending champs. Good night and so